Okay, we're live. Hey, you guys. Look like there's a bunch of them in the chat already, y'all.
Almost 20 people. Hi,
Yeah.
guys.
Hey, Aisha, Melinda Pierce, Melissa Spencer, Miss V Young, Cheryl Hines. Who else we got in here? Aisha Jackson, St. John Lover 6677. He was the first one in here.
Okay.
So,
She saw those Emmy nominations.
yeah, I know, right? All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. So, welcome you guys to Soap Corner Talk, where myself, T, I got Bree and Keisha on the line, and we're going to be recapping Y&R, Bold, and the Beyond the Gates for the week of July 6th through July 10th. We usually do The Young and the Restless first. We then do Bold and the Beautiful, and then Beyond the Gates to top it off and end the recap portion of it. Then we have several other segments. Flip the script. Who's taken several seats? Star of the Week, Pickle of the Week, Simp Olympics, and the Audacity Award. So a lot of fun stuff for you guys. Obviously, for those who have been here 4 years now on YouTube, and a total of almost 6, 7 years on the podcast itself. We appreciate you guys coming back every week to have a good time. I know that now it seems we got it at a consistent time and day. So look like Monday has been working out. Used to be on Friday nights, but I had to move it around. So glad you guys can continue to support the platform. Make sure you give a follow on IG, on TikTok. There's a Facebook group, also on Threads and X. All right. All right. So, they saying, "Hey y'all."
Hi, Soapies.
Hi.
And yes, Gail, the Daytime Emmy Award nominations announced, lead actor and lead actress today. Very interesting for the lead actor category, and then we got a couple of newbies for the lead actress, which of course is Tamara Tooney and Carla Mosley from Beyond the Gate. So excited about that one. Um,
Yay.
yeah, and I'm curious to see what the rest of the nominations are going to look like for writing and supporting actor and actress, and um, what's that category with, like, that? Remember that guy Tom that played on B&B?
Oh, yes. The
The
guest
guest,
supporting
right?
actor
You
or
know,
guest
Guest
actor.
actor.
guest
Mm-hmm.
actor. Some of those other categories, I'm curious to see what that's going to look like. So we got to stay tuned. The rest of it should be out tomorrow. So keep your eyes to the soap media skies to see what happens. And I know we're pretty excited. The actual Emmy Awards is until October 30th, the day before Halloween. So even though the nominations come out now, we still got to wait about 3.5 months. So,
Yeah. But the nominations, they're going to be aired on different platforms, but it will be aired on YouTube noon Eastern and 9 a.m. Pacific, if you guys want to check them out.
there you go. Thank you, Bree.
I'm
Appreciate it.
excited.
Appreciate it. Alrighty. So, without any other further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this. We're gonna start with Y&R, and pretty much for the most part, we still had this, cause we're coming up on, what's today? Today is the 13th. Maybe about another week and a half so of July sweeps, and we had a few storylines. We got the situation, Jill coming back to town, who obviously has been temporarily recasted. This storyline with Nikki and her eyesight, Jack and Patty, and somebody got a needle to the neck this week as well. Um, and then of course, now it looks like Kyle wants to go after Victor, which I'm like, why are we doing that again? You've tried, and many people have tried and failed. But, it seems like Kyle think he has the magic key. I guess we'll see how that goes, or whether it's gonna blow up in his face as the storyline continues. So, where y'all want to start at?
Um, we can get Jill and Billy out the way.
Okay, what you
I
got?
don't know why we got 5 days of that. It just made Billy look worse. It made him look like a very spoiled child. And he's acting as if his mother hasn't given him, his mother and his father, because he's John Abbott's son. He's acting like he wasn't given any opportunity to shine. He's hopped from company to company. He's had several different startups. This man is not broke. He can do things for himself, but he has to like hold his hand out and wait for someone to hand him an opportunity instead of going after it on his own. And he wants to blame his mother for it. For what?
Yeah. I mean, and he continues to just dig a hole or dig in his feet when it comes to his mother. And I mean, she's like, "Look, can't we just work this out and figure it out?" And
Yeah.
he's like, he really don't want to. And I'm like, dude, you got a kid on the way. Fix this thing with your mama. And then when she said, I don't know how much time I have left. He wanted to think of that as being manipulative. Oh, she just dropped that to, make me feel some kind of way, the age card or whatever, however he described it. I'm like,
Yeah. And so you were concerned about your mother's health condition, that you didn't want to stress her out. Now that she brings it up, now you're saying that she's being manipulative. Make up your mind. Why are you so mad and so pressed?
right,
He's Eeyore.
yeah. I don't know. I thought this, and that's the thing about Weinar, and we've talked about this a few times over the last, few weeks. It's just that it's been all over the place. Now, obviously, there's been a change in the office. However, we'll see how those changes affect moving going on down the road. But it's like repetitive conversation. Like you said, why do we get 5 days of that? Of him hemming and hawing.
Yeah. And I'm like, do you want to work things out with your mother or you don't? Because I'm confused.
Right.
Chancellor's in somebody else's hands. Lily co-signed a Kane offering you a job over there. So, what else are you doing with your life besides just complaining?
I feel like that's just what he wants to do is complain.
And it's pitiful. Like, you got a whole baby on the way. You're a father.
Right.
Grow up.
Yeah, I mean,
he wants his mother to just say, you know what, Billy, you're right. You're right about everything. I'm so sorry, and beg and plead for her to forgive him. That's the energy that Billy gives when it comes to his mother.
Yeah, he don't want to take it. I mean, it's like, dude, you've done some things. And I mean, he even had a conversation with Kyle where he said, "Yeah, I did some screwed up stuff." Well, when your mom had that conversation with you, you get offended, but then you can have a separate conversation and admit to it. And it's just like, dude, you just want to argue with your mother. That's what this comes down to. And it's like, give it a rest.
And if you don't want to work things out with your mother, then do not stress her out. If she already has a heart condition, and if you can't be man enough to just move on and move forward, then just leave her alone. And I don't understand why Jill is still fighting so hard.
Right.
Like, I understand that's your child, but he couldn't even be respectful of the fact that she was an investor in his startup company that's being ran by two women that's not married to him.
Right. Yep.
And so she had enough faith to put millions of dollars into that company you're not even working at.
Yep. So, I don't know. That whole thing, I was just like, okay, whatever. Can we get through this? Because, I mean, all he doing is whining and crying. when it comes to his mama, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but speaking of Sally's company, there was another piece of this thing because now that the Newmans have gotten their company back, Adam was trying to figure out where he fits in the equation because he decided to let Victoria run Newman Enterprises while all of this stuff is going on. And of course, Nick, he can't, he wants to run it with Victoria, but they want him to focus on his therapy, which comes down to Adam because he's like, well, you gave Chancellor over since you handing out companies. How about Arabesque? They didn't even know he gave away Arabesque to Phyllis. And then the way that their reaction was, and I'm gonna let you talk about Victoria, Bree, but um, the way that the reaction was with Nicholas, and I'm like, Nick, you gotta at least maybe get a hint on why Victor gave Phyllis that Arabesque company, and they was looking like why, and I'm like maybe because she saved your life, and he respect her the fact that she actually beat him for 5 minutes.
Yeah, she Victoria messed me up with that whole thing. Oh, well, I know she saved Nick's life and all, but did you have to give her a company? Excuse you? So, what was the alternative you preferred?
Right.
And how about the fact that you guys got your precious company back? Arabesque wasn't his to begin with. And he said it was pretty much bare bones, and Phyllis has got to work from the ground up to build it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're mad that your daddy pretty much handed her a skeleton of Arabesque because it's Phyllis.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Victor is the pettiest man of them all, but even he was able to realize she saved my son's life.
Right.
And on top, and he also said, I even respect the fact that she even went after me.
Yep.
Both
So
Adam and Victoria were stuck on stupid with that.
yeah, they were stunned on that tip, and I mean then he decided to tell Adam, you know what, we're gonna go back and get that company from Spectra. Uh oh, what happened? You good?
Sorry, knock something over, Matt. My
Oh,
bad.
okay. Spectra Charles. We're going after Spectra Charles and get that company back. And of course, Adam is like, hold on, why do we need to do that? I mean, we all know that that girl is pregnant. I don't want to have to. And Victor was like, okay, Ann.
Like Victor was not going to have much of a reaction. He was trying to buy her first baby.
Right.
So that shouldn't surprise Adam. But my issue with this man is here's another man who's not broke. He has far more experience than Billy, than Victoria, than Nick. You got the Harvard Law degree. You got the Wall Street experience. You've ran Newman before. I'm pretty sure he has a nice little chunk of change he can use to build his own business.
Exactly.
Like, why you got your hand out for your daddy? Like, are all these people so scared to step out on their own?
Adam's thing has always been acceptance. He's always wanted to be accepted into the family. So he knows the easiest and best, well, I don't know about best, but the easiest way to do that for him is to be involved in the family business and be up under Victor in whatever way he can.
Mm-hmm.
So he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, he's living in the other ranch on the property. He's a part of family discussions now. It's different. I wouldn't be worried about being handed scraps.
Right.
From my daddy. Like, and here's the other part. The fact that Victor didn't even suggest Adam and Victoria working together is wild. Because that could have solved a lot of issues.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But you're going to let Victoria run Newman by herself And then Nick was mad because like, oh, why I need this? Like, why are you guys shutting me out? Because you got a problem, sir.
Right.
You got other issues.
Nick has always been the one in the past that has said that he didn't enjoy working at Newman.
Right.
He didn't enjoy working. He never liked being at work. Because even when he was at the top position with Victoria, she even complained to this man, like, hey, you're never at work. Like, I'm doing everything by myself. And he would tell her, oh, I need to go take care of something for Sharon. He don't like working.
Yeah, he don't have the same drive like Victoria. Victoria is like ambitious. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get to the top. I mean, even with the whole thing where it came back to getting the company back, and she found out what Victor did with regards to Jack on that boat. She was like, okay, whatever by any means necessary. Which I'm not saying is a good thing, but it just shows how different the level of ambition is between Victoria and Nicholas.
Yeah, which why I don't understand like why he wanted to work next to Victoria so badly. It would just, and Victor actually made some points like, hey, it's a pressure situation. He said, I build this company. I know what that role is like and the stress and your addiction, like your recovery might suffer in the process. That's legitimate.
Mm-hmm.
So, which further makes my point. So, Victor's well aware of that. Why not put Adam, who's very much like Victor, in a seat next to Victoria to run that company?
Yep. Oh, man. Which brings us to Nikki Newman. Because she's back at the ranch, but Victor's like, I don't even want to sleep in the same room with her. And I'm thinking like,
how petty.
You still butthurt over Jack. Jack is somewhere being accosted by Patty and ain't even been nowhere near Nikki. That's even if he even knows about Nikki's condition. And you still butthurt over that whole situation. She's been your wife for the past year. Does she have a friendship with Jack? Yes. Okay, but over the years, you have not only befriended, but had babies with other women. So what are you talking about?
Okay. He's the pettiest man of them all. Eric Braden did an interview, and I forget it was Michael or was it Soap Digest, but he was asked like, why is Victor so mad at Jack and Nikki? And Eric Braden was like, Victor really feels that Nikki and Jack slept together that night.
What?
In the hotel. Yeah. And that's why it's like he's justifying like what he's doing because he is under the assumption they slept together while they were high. Like,
did he ever say that out loud?
Look at Keish. Did he say that out loud?
Like, I missed it.
No. This is Eric Braden's perspective on why Victor wants to go after Jack so badly and keeps bringing up that hotel incident. And he's saying from Victor's perspective, he really feels that Jack and Nikki slept together.
But, okay, help me understand. And I mean, hey, that's his perception. But none of that ever came up in dialogue whatsoever.
Exactly. This makes it look petty.
Extremely
petty.
Like Keith said, he said that out loud.
I'm like, did I miss that?
Right. I'm like, did I miss anything? Is there a clip that we should have seen that got cut and was left on the studio floor or something? Because none of that ever showed any of that. She was in the middle of sobriety, trying to get her sobriety back. And you chose to make this man or allow him to be her sponsor. And the man was OD'd out. Where did you think Schmex came into that?
Yeah, well, I think that's why he also set up the stuff between Jack and Patty too, with that assumption.
Well, I mean, oh God, that was yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we ain't gonna rehash that storyline. We was talking about that for the last 4 months. Um,
And
Go
I'm
ahead.
glad that storyline is over too.
Yeah, I'm glad that's over. You know, I guess that can move us into the whole thing with um Patty and also Jack and Diane and all of that. I mean, it was just stupid at best. It didn't make sense. The dialogue didn't coincide with the movements Jack had made prior to. If you've been going to the police and saying, hey, my wife has been missing, we haven't heard from her, I think she's in trouble, and I think Patty has something to do with it. And then you got Kyle as a witness, breaking her out of Markham's house. They come home and find this man on the floor, and the police automatically believes Patty because there was blood on her shirt, and this woman went up there and played thin line between love and hate with herself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm like, there was no one on the property at all.
Where are the cameras?
Where are the cameras? You mean to tell me it was just him and Patty all up in that house? You gave her nothing but room to like look through your paperwork, plant like weapons and everything throughout the house, and you left yourself completely vulnerable. And my thing is, why did you give that whole reveal to Patty right then and there? Why don't you wait for like the police to show up and then reveal it?
Girl, the thing is, that whole thing was stupid. That girl was laying in the bed, and then you come up in there and you spill all the beans about Markham, Diane, Kyle coming home. It's over. I know everything. You go downstairs. You did not check the house. You didn't see that she was actually gone. And then you get off the phone and talk about, oh yeah, she's gone, and turn around and she's standing right there behind you.
Yeah,
But then you turn your back to her.
yeah, that was crazy. And the fact that he allowed her in the kitchen with all them nut,
Yeah.
this was just so stupid. And I'm like, why didn't Kyle or Diane call Jack while they were in the car?
Yeah.
That part didn't make any sense to me. I mean, but there was like no security cameras, no nothing. And then flash forward, the police get there and they want to accuse Diane of doing that.
Right. And
she
they
was with
believe her.
Kyle.
It's like y'all
Like,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
so you believe the psychopath with the history?
Yeah.
That's like if something were to happen to Finn and Sheila's putting the blame on Steffi,
Yeah.
knowing Sheila's history.
Yeah, that whole thing is insane. And one of y'all was talking about the fact of how they dumb down the police every time they bring on somebody to play that. I think that was Keish.
Keish.
It's my biggest pet peeve with cops on soaps.
Yeah.
They can never allow a cop be an actual good cop. They always have to be idiots or just generally in disbelief of like actual evidence or common sense.
Mm-hmm.
They lack common sense to push the plot or like the storyline to go a certain direction.
Yeah,
I agree. I want to like Detective Burrows, but I'm like, sir, Jack and Kyle called you. You knew all about this from the get-go. And then you're going to believe Patty, and on top of it, you're going to let her free.
Right.
And then you're going to charge Diane. Patty is free to stick a needle in that man, try to stick a needle in that man's neck to cause a heart attack.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, and that security guard that was standing in front of Jack's door, he needs to be fired.
And then
Like there should have been
Chris
security, just the one security guard.
and then Christine is just as she just go along to get along. It's like, oh yeah, I actually can win this case. Girl, did you learn from the first go round when Victor told you after the fact, yeah, I used you? I mean, all of this, what we told you, was just a bunch of half truths. And it wasn't really as bad as I said it was. And yeah, we faked the AI information. And you were looking crazy then. And then you turn around and you know how Patty is. Patty is
Yeah,
not new to you. And you turn
at
around
all.
and believe that Diane did it and think you got a case.
Like she was married to Paul. She should have firsthand information
Exactly.
on how Patty was and is still to this day. But I wasn't sure how the rest of the storyline was going to go. I thought it was very sweeps worthy for Patty to stick the needle in Diane's neck, and then come to find out it caused like a heart attack. I was like, oh my god, here we go. Like it's Pat, because I think I said in the chat, like, is Susan Walters about to get off of the show? Is she about? Is this? Are they wrapping up the Diane storyline? No. Next episode, Diane is perfectly fine, not in a wheelchair. She just hopped up, like, oh, I'm okay. You
Yeah,
had something
whatever
in your
they
neck.
gave her was some powerful stuff to counteract that digitalis or whatever. And
I had never heard of that
yeah,
before.
I think they might have
Digitalis.
made that up. I have never heard of that.
That sounds like a computer
It.
virus. My computer's not working. It got
Oh, wait a
digitalis or
minute.
something.
Wait a minute. I just pulled it up. It said digitalis toxicity occurs when too much digitalis builds up in your system, causing dangerous heart rhythms, vision changes, and nausea. And the antidote is digoxin specific antibody fragments. So there you go.
Lord, the more we know. We learn something medical every single year. Last year it was the Luna thing about the pregnancy. We can find out the gender or the
In
father
seven
or
weeks.
whatever. It's 7 weeks. We didn't know. The more we know with these
I know, right?
medical stuff.
Yeah,
My
that was.
goodness.
But yeah, I agree with you. I thought the girl was gonna roll up in a wheelchair. She come walking in that door like, "Oh, I'm good. I'm gonna go home." What?
Just hopping out like hi, and she's not in a nightgown or anything. And prior to that, Kyle was struggling to find like a nurse or a doctor or anyone to check out his mom.
That hallway was empty. I'm like, dang, did everybody go on break or what?
Yeah, I had never seen a hospital like that.
I mean, even when we
I,
watch Beyond the Gates, we see the hospital. It's just people walking all over the place. You mean tell me on the Young and the Restless it was that hard to find a nurse or a doctor?
yeah, I guess. I mean, at least here we got a hospital and we got a police station
Right.
this week. They exist
Exactly.
on the show, which is rare.
Exactly. Exactly. We did get some Lily and Kane this week.
We sure did. And this girl was annoying me. Like, oh, like the fact that you're so thoughtful to my brother and that you want to help him and you've been so helpful and wonderful. I don't know if I can trust that. Girl, he's the CEO of your company. You've been kissing up all on this man.
Right.
And you still confused about this man? How?
Mm-hmm.
Why? At this point.
Yeah. I was like, girl, get a grip. I mean, now you all discombobulated. You gave the man the keys to your company. Like
Mm-hmm.
you just said, and you've been smooching and kissing and stuff all up on this man, but now you like, I don't know if I could trust this. Maybe those are questions you should ask before you make somebody the CEO of your company.
Right. And why did it take Cain to think of hiring your brother?
Well, here's the other thing. This is how you know that she made an emotional choice and not one based on thought. Because all this is predicated to the fact of him saving Malcolm. And we always been saying this, if that guy was not a match, she would be treating him the same way that she was prior to this whole thing with Malcolm. I think he
Yep.
even said it.
Yep. She can't even deny that. It's the truth.
So
So
now that the dust is settling, now she's having like thoughts like, should I trust him? Well, that emotion has kind of quieted down now.
and we're way past the trusting point. I mean, you've been kissing this man all up in the mouth all around town. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's only a matter of time before y'all get busy. And on top of that, you wanted him to run that company and
Mm-hmm.
not yourself.
Right.
So you had to have some sort of trust to some degree.
Right.
And I mean, it was just a stupid dialogue for Lily. Like, I don't know if I can trust you. It's starting to scare me. It's starting to freak me out. Girl, bye.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Well,
You
let's.
got your whole company that you've been crying about. You don't want to even run it. You still
Right.
want to work over in winters for whatever reason.
Now, that also brings on, because remember, Cain made an offer to Billy. Well, he also made an offer to Lily's new brother, Holden. And, Holden accepted, but somebody wasn't too happy about that. And that was none other than Claire Newman.
And you know what? I got to give Holden credit for checking Claire, because Claire was bringing up like, oh, he created the AI software and he was threatening to destroy companies and he did this to my grandfather. He was like, your granddaddy is not a victim. And last
Right.
I checked, he destroyed Arabesque with the AI software.
Right.
She got quiet real quick. What else could she say after that?
Nothing. Check and mate.
I was like, okay, so we not simping no more.
Exactly.
Like, because he knows he can get the box now, so he don't have to simp anymore.
Oh man, see, that type of checking is what we'll need to do with Electra.
Oh, I cannot wait to get to that.
I mean, she's sitting up there want to play the victim and talking about, oh, my dad, my grandfather's company. How could you work for a man that did this? And I don't trust the guy, but you trust your grandfather, who actually
Mm-hmm.
was doing things behind your back when it came to manipulating your own father, who's now deceased.
Right
So,
along with the rest of the Newmans, with the hypocrisy and
exactly,
all
Keith.
of that mess when it comes to Victor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Victor has done
Mm-hmm.
some horrible things to their own family member, and they just suck it up, Buttercup. But then when other people come after him, it's like, but why? You shouldn't do that to him. Why would you? Girl, stop. And I'm glad Holden did open his mouth
Mm-hmm.
and put and checkmated her on that.
And they got her together. She's like, okay, well, we're going to celebrate your job and get you some champagne and blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm so glad that he's not simping anymore. And she needed to hear that. I'm so sick of her and Victoria. Like, you can only put so much on Kane. What about your daddy and your granddaddy's actions?
Exactly.
Because he was holding it over everybody's head. Kyle even pleaded to the both of them, like, hey, get your granddad or get your dad to back off and stop threatening the company. They're going Christmas shopping. They're going to concerts. Claire is playing in the streets of LA. Like, they didn't care. So then why should anyone else care about what happens to Victor?
Exactly.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So Chancellor, did she buy it from Victor? Does she own it, or does Victor
It
own
was
it
part of
and
that.
Lily is just running it?
It was part of that fake kidnapping deal. So if she faked the kidnapping to get Kane in line, like that happened earlier this year, That is what
Hmm.
he promised her free and clear, was to own Chancellor.
So she does own it.
Yep. She don't answer
Okay.
to Victor.
So
Free and
then,
clear.
so then, really, Holden is working for his sister's company.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for her to even bring up, like, how could you work for Kane? It's like, well, he's not working for Kane. I mean, not technically. Kane is his boss because he's the CEO, but his sister owns the company. So
Right.
he's working with his sister. So just like you're working with your corrupt granddaddy, I'm working with my sister.
Exactly. That, I mean, that probably even would have been an even better way to checkmate her with that as well.
Hmm.
Yeah. And he
Like,
wants to pay his bills. He don't want to be broke. So he got a job. And it's a sure thing. So what's it to you?
mm-hmm.
Right.
That's the part I don't understand with Claire. Like, you just got into this family about less than 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Stop.
Right. And you got a whole lot of redemption and forgiveness because you was also sticking needles in necks.
Oh, ooh, mm, sure was.
So, just chill out. Let Holden do what he do. What, you wanted him to quit just because you say so?
Mm-hmm.
Electra Junior.
Right.
Okay. He didn't have the box enough times. It's not that special to him now, so he can talk and say what he wants now.
Right.
He wants to keep her around, but now you're not going to dictate how I make my money. That's
Right. That's crazy. Yeah, I
yeah.
just see people controlling. That is just insane. She actually thought he did, and because he normally moves toward what she likes and dislikes, she thought by putting that on the table, it was going to give him, the opportunity to have a second thought at it. And he was like, "Nope, your daddy, your granddaddy is just as guilty. So stop talking about Kane. We gonna celebrate this or not."
Yeah, she can miss me with that. Bye.
Hmm. She might even
Look,
get
I'm
a
gonna
little
pay my
bit of.
bills.
She might even get an audacity nomination today.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. But I'm like, we don't even know what position Holden's going to even have. It could probably be like a nice 6-figure career.
Mm-hmm.
And she wants him to turn that down. Stop. Stop.
Yeah.
Get over yourself,
Well,
girl.
here's the interesting thing because before, I think you mentioned this before, Keish. No, Bree. You
Hmm.
mentioned this. That was Bree. About the fact
Mhm.
that um, once Victor makes up with Nikki, he's probably gonna try to get that company back for her.
I believe so. Because a lot of the contingency right now with Nikki is if she basically not turn a blind eye, but basically just kisses the ring yet again
Mm-hmm.
of Victor and admit that she's wrong and cry a river about trying to be with him, beg and plead. And we know Nikki is going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So when she falls in line, we're going to find like that Victor has a little loophole of some sort that he's going to get Chancellor back. So Lily's probably not going to have it that long.
Yeah,
I don't think she's going to have it.
yeah, and this week is gonna be where Nikki, because I saw the spoilers for this upcoming week. I mean, Victor and Nikki is going to have a bad moment, but by the end of the week, they're going to try to have a fresh start. So that whole situation might happen sooner than we think.
Yep. So Lily, I hope she was able to comb through
That contract.
the
Mm-hmm.
legalities, the contracts, everything from Victor. But yeah, he's gonna get some way or another. He's gonna get Chancellor back for Nikki when she falls in line, of course.
Yeah. I do have a quick question because, I mean, and I want to go back to right quickly the whole thing with Victor trying to have Adam go after Spectra Charles. Abbott Communications is wrapped up in that. is he trying to take the part of Newman Media, or is he trying to take all of it?
I think he wants to take all of it. I mean, technically, Sally has all of the both media companies, so he's going to return the favor and take them both.
Well, remember, Jill is still a silent partner in that.
If Billy doesn't act right, he gonna lose that funding for Sally in Audra's company. And I think it's going to stress Sally out to the point where, unfortunately, I think she might miscarry. In tomorrow's episode, we get to see that she has a baby bump. So I don't know how far along she technically would be in her pregnancy. But, yeah, she's not happy that that she knows that Victor wants to go after her company now.
Well, there's a spoiler later in this week that Sally realizes that Chelsea and Adam sabotages her. So, I guess, that plan is already starting. I just,
Chelsea, you said Chelsea and Adam sabotage Sally?
Yeah, she's going to realize that they are sabotaging her. I think it's either Wednesday or Thursday.
I'm curious to see, because on Tuesday's episode, she overheard their conversation and they told her to her face, like, hey, we don't agree with this and we're going to stop Victor. So I'm wondering what Chelsea and Adam are going to do if they decide, like, oh, you know what, we need to think for ourselves. She'll be okay.
When is the 14th?
On the 14th?
Yeah, the 14th is when this is supposed to happen.
It's tomorrow, isn't it?
Oh.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Well, it says Sally accuses Adam and Chelsea of sabotaging Spectra Charles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then she finds out that they're on her side.
Okay, gotcha.
But she's panicking already, and she reaches out to Audra. So, yeah, this is not going to be a good situation if Victor goes after that, and then something happens to her baby as a result.
Gotcha.
But, yeah, I would try to keep my hands clean if I was Adam and Chelsea and to start something new. Let that be a Victor problem. Let that be something that he has to reap if something happens to Sally's baby.
Gotcha. Well, look like Victor. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Keish.
I was just going to say, as much as I hate that Sally is having a kid with
Billy
of all people, I hope that they don't give her another miscarriage.
Right.
It wouldn't surprise me because there's been other characters on the show who's had back-to-back miscarriages. I can think one off the top of my head. Like Amber Moore, she had back-to-back miscarriages. I think Ashley did too. So it wouldn't surprise me if they did, but it's going to be a pressure cooker that she's on, especially if Victor's after her in her company now.
I'm not saying they won't do it. I'm just saying I hope they don't.
Yeah.
I just feel like it would be it just feels like a cheap way to induce drama to me.
Right. I will say, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to say they're trying to put fuel to this fire between the Abbotts and the Newmans because Billy and Kyle now want to go after Victor.
Right. It looked like on Thursday the 16th, Victor is definitely going to either put some ultimatums or something on the table when it comes to Spectra Charles. So whether or not Adam and Chelsea, is trying to play Team Sally with this one, Victor is going to put his 2 cents in it on Thursday. So
the never-ending loop of.
Yep.
I was reading of a rumor. It's a rumor, guys, that Victor replicated the AI software.
Oh, no.
And that's why he's so confident to get the company back for Adam, is as long as he complies. That's all he wants from Adam.
You know what? That would be devastating because if he pretty much destroys that company from the inside out, that'll definitely be a stressor for Sally.
Yeah,
To see
like I said,
you're looking at the numbers and everything is just crashing. That's yeah, that's crazy.
and even though he gave Phyllis the company, this is why I feel like some way somehow he's going to get Chancellor. He's going to get Specs for Charles too. He's way too calm and confident with his result.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, I don't think we know who truly dissolved the AI software.
Yeah, we never got any indication on what happened to the software. All we know is that it decimated Newman from within because, Kane flipped that switch, and then you you know everything happened after that with Phyllis and everything, but where's the there's no proof that the AI system is destroyed.
Exactly. Unless the Soapies saw an episode where they said that the AI software was destroyed. I think that AI software is still in play. And I think he's waiting for Nikki to act right and he can get the company back because he never had respect for Lily and she's been played in her face at least 8 times. And then he wants to see if Adam is going to comply with what he wants and he can quickly get that other company back.
Right. Yep.
So if it's still in play, no one should feel comfortable, not even Phyllis, unfortunately.
Right. Because he can come back and, you know, tease everybody with I give you a company and y'all can, and then he come through there and just make a full sweep.
Because he could be petty enough to hand Phyllis the company, let her build it up, and then let the AI software eat it up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But keep in mind, we got that Josh Griffin has left.
Right.
So
So
we
they might
might
have made a shift.
yes.
All right,
Let's
so we
pray.
got the other situation going on where we did see Ashley come back. We actually got Abby on screen. She had a conversation with Jack after Jack, was, starting to feel better or whatever. I didn't get the whole scene. We had a lot of melancholy and reminiscing going on about John Abbott and Dina and all of that. Obviously they were feeling connected because what happened with Jack, but it brings it looked like another storyline or a continuing part is Devon and what him and Abby is going through. Do you think they're on the brink of breaking those two up?
Yeah, they will never keep couples on for too long, and they've already been planting seeds that Devon has this anger problem, he has this issue, and like I don't understand Abby's issue with Devon because he was trying to just defend his family. Like, is Devon annoying when it comes to Lily and their decisions that she makes? Absolutely. I feel like he nitpicks and finds a reason to argue with people over something that has nothing to do with them. Absolutely. But I don't understand Abby's reason for why she's mad at her husband when he can be equally as upset as to what happened to Dominic and want to have justice. So if that's what their issues are stemming from, then to go ahead and break them up. I mean, how they got him is how they lose him. So somebody's about to cheat.
Well, I don't know if it's continuously still from that because by the end of this week, Lily and Nate is going to be worrying about Devon too. So something is going on, whether, maybe, I don't know. It could have, obviously, it started from there, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but now what are we moving into with this extension of that storyline? Because that's on the cliffhanger episode. So I don't know what's happening with Devon. We're still in sweeps week, or we still in the sweeps month. So maybe there's something else crazy about to happen when it comes to him. So
Yeah, and we know that Abby gets first dibs with all the new characters, and Detective Burrows is very attractive. So if he's not going to be with Sharon, he might end up with
Oh my
Abby.
goodness.
Like she has cheated on almost every man that she's been with.
Yeah, that's true. I meant
So
to ask y'all, cause y'all, was that you? One of you ladies, or was that Jay Money that was talking about Diane and her having a needle in the neck? There could be some long term effects.
um
Maybe it was Jay
maybe it was
Money.
Trish.
Oh, okay.
That's probably
Somebody brought
Trish.
that up because she was acting kind of loopy at the end. And granted, she just got out the hospital or whatever from, chasing behind Patty. But I was wondering where they were going to go with that, because she was like home. And obviously, she's probably shocked that Ashley sees the Abbott mansion as home. But I'm like, didn't we already cover that when they approved her to redecorate that house?
Yeah,
That part
it,
didn't make
that
it was kind of weird to me.
it was boring. I'm sorry. I mean, it was very filler. Like, yes, like I'm glad that they accept Diane,
Mhm.
sure. Um, but I guess she needed the validation from Ashley and the other Abbotts that this is her home. I'm like, well, you decorated the house about a year ago.
Right.
So they've accepted you to decorate their family home. And on
Yeah.
top of that, you chase down the woman who stabbed Jack.
Right.
So why would they be mad at you?
Yeah,
Why
I
would they
didn't know
not
why
feel
they
like it's
put
your
that
home?
in there like that. That was kind of weird. So I didn't know if y'all saw something with that or you know what I mean. So
Mm-mm.
all right, I think we covered everything.
Yeah, we did
Um.
really good on time with that one.
Yeah,
It
that's
really
under an
wasn't
hour.
much.
Yep. All right. Let's
That's
do
they
what you.
don't even deserve that much, honestly.
Right. Tell me about it. All right, we gotta talk about Bold. Oh my God. I gotta say, Bold has been pretty sweeps worthy over the past week or two. I mean, it started out with the whole the Logan launch and Hope, playing two in the middle and stuff like that. But it kind of extenuated into other storylines, and then now we got the new storyline with Finn and his change of heart when it comes to Sheila Carter. Um,
Yeah.
who said that?
Yeah, I said, yeah, it was me.
Oh,
I was like, Keisha, did you see today's episode?
I saw some of it. I didn't get through it all because
okay.
I started it late.
Oh, okay.
We'll break that
Well,
down.
you know what, we'll get to Sheila and all of that because that's definitely a twist, I would say. And then there's promos out there, of course, some spoilers where we're gonna see where Finn is actually going to ask Steffi about that request. But before we get there, we still got more after effects of the launch, and we got people punching people.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I want to point something out. I'm so sorry. David Hall said, you mean about Will Spencer being under electrosypnosis?
Not
Ooh, I
hypnosis.
like that term. Sympnosis.
Thank you, David Hall. Sympnosis. That
Gnosis.
is genius.
That man, you gotta get a ding, 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 ding for that term. I've never
Ding, ding,
heard that
ding.
sympnosis.
You know what? We're going to use that, David Hall. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Man, I know we've used the term symptervention, like somebody need a symptervention, but sympnosis.
Under
Alrighty.
sympnosis. You know what? That's perfect. That describes it perfectly.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of this started off the week where, and we kind of talked about this last Monday, when Electra just could not get over the fact that Will kept the fact that they had the Hope for the Future diamond, and that Hope was the line that Logan was launching. Now the crazy thing is that Will had already told this girl, "I can't tell you," and she was like, "Oh, okay, I understand." But then when it comes out that it was Hope and the Hope for the Future diamond, then you ready to move out the house.
Like, I should have came first before your mom, before your dad, before the company. Like, I should come first. You should tell me all of your business, and I won't share anything about my business. But you're supposed to share everything with me. And I feel so betrayed right now. This little girl right here.
Unreal.
You would think that the dude cheated on her with somebody. I mean, we're not supposed to keep secrets from each other. Girl, you've been his girlfriend for 5 minutes. Just move back, cause remember y'all broke up over that stupid misunderstanding with the stupid letter she wrote.
Yes.
That Ivy was able to manipulate that whole situation. And now
Because
y'all
they're
back
done.
together. The girl ain't even been in the house probably a week, and she's already moving out because you couldn't tell his father, who's one of the biggest billionaires in the world, and his mother is like, "We can't let this information out." And you want him to go up against his parents for you.
Well, Electra, she let it be known that it's her world and we just live in it. She is so special. She's so special to any girl in LA. And he is supposed to give away all of his business to her.
And there's not a single person that has corrected her or tried
No.
to get her to see reason.
Here's the thing. And I don't know if you guys, I did a standalone video about the war between Bill and Ridge. And the
I
one
saw
thing,
that.
and girl, and the one thing that I noted on that was the fact that the Spencers try to hold accountability, the Forsters do not. Because even in the conversation which we had that punch out, RJ should have never sent his butt. He should have never took his butt over to Will's house, and Ridge should have stopped him. Your son just had bruised ribs a few weeks back, and then he's going to go over there and confront Will at his house. Why would you let that man go over there? And he knew he was going there. Because he even said it to, who was that, Steffi or whoever.
Steffi.
Right. Oh, I know where he's headed. He's headed over to Will's. Okay, but you going to let him go over there?
And how is it that Will is so muscular and he has this fit body, but he doesn't even utilize any of the muscles he has? He has muscles for no reason. You can't defend yourself. You would rather for this girl to see you get beat up and then nurse you back to health in order for you to get the girl's attention.
Girl, that man
is
is
working in his favor.
right. Exactly. He's being manipulative. He knew that if Will attacked him in front of Electra, exactly what Electra was going to do was to feel sorry for him. He could have fought that out, but he didn't.
Yes, I'm like, you have muscles for no reason. You can't defend yourself, boy.
He knows what he's doing.
Exactly.
He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, he'd rather play in the Victim Olympics because he knows that Electra's going to be like, "Oh, poor you."
Yeah.
And the fact that this girl left the house with this boy, you took him to the hospital. It was enough to take him to the hospital, really? He couldn't eat that. And then you take him to his house. And then we see her with the ice bag trying to nurse this boy back to health. Like, come on. That is insane to me.
Mm-hmm.
That is
That's
so
exactly
stupid.
what she did last time.
Yep.
So of course he's gonna do it any chance he gets.
Right.
he he looks so weak, in my opinion. Like,
But he don't care,
I think he
Bree.
looks
He
manipulative.
that's manipulated. He's being manipulative.
and she would be
He's
the
doing
dumbest thing for it.
exactly. Yep, he's doing exactly what he knows Electra would fall for.
Yep.
Because when Electra wasn't in the room, he did fight Will back when they were in the office,
Yep.
when they fought at Forrester, and it was
Facts.
just the two of them.
Facts. Big facts.
Yep. But I mean, it's winning. It is working in his favor. She just over there, like, let me ice you. Like, you need some tea. Like, let
Well,
me help you, RJ.
before we even get over to, Eric's house or whoever Brooks'
Brooks'
house,
house.
well, before we even go over there, that conversation when RJ came over there and we saw Will trying to tell him to leave and get out of his house. Electra pushed Will back, and it's like,
Yep.
why would you push him back? This boy came into your. Remember, y'all live together. He came into y'all house.
Uninvited.
Yep. And for no
And got in
reason.
his
Like,
face.
Exactly, Keish, and got in his face. And you push Will back. And Electra was like, why are you acting like this? And he was like, because this man is in my house. He came into my house.
Mm-hmm.
and then he's refusing to leave. So, I mean, what was he supposed to do?
Mm-hmm.
So he can't stand up for himself or for his house. You get mad at him for not divulging company secrets. Like, girl, what do you want? What do you really want? Like, because, and I'm so glad that Katie and Bill had a sit down with this boy to try to reason with him. More so, his conversation with his daddy,
Mm-hmm.
because it needed to happen. Why are you worried about this girl?
Well, hold
Why?
You know
on,
what?
Bree. You getting further into today. We got to go back
Sorry, my
last
bad.
week. I
You know
mean,
Conversation.
what kind of bothers me about this situation is that they're starting to acknowledge or to point out, and even Will himself is doing it, saying that he's got, I guess, anger issues or whatever,
mm-hmm.
because he kind of did in his conversation with Bill last week,
Right.
and then when he talked to
Katie.
Katie, and then
Mm-hmm.
like the way that Ridge was talking about him to a lecturer, like, you need to stay away from him, basically insinuating that he's dangerous and he could possibly be abusive towards her. And it's like, we've never once seen Will be aggressive towards a lecturer.
Right.
That argument that they got into last week was a typical argument, and he didn't do anything towards her that seemed like he was getting ready to physically harm her or anything like that. Yes, he grabbed her arm to try to stop her from leaving, but it wasn't in an aggressive manner. It was just like the typical. I don't know how to describe it. It was just typical. It wasn't anything, in my opinion, it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't anything that was leaning towards abuse.
Right.
But they have his parents and even him talking about the situation like, oh, I lose control sometimes. And it's like, everybody is ignoring the fact that RJ antagonizes him in
Yep.
every situation. Now, when he punched RJ, and then he got on top of him and just started, repeatedly
Pounding
punching him
them.
in the face.
Yeah.
That part of it, yes, that was too much. But I feel like it needs to be acknowledged somewhere in the writing that RJ antagonizes him every time they've gotten into it. It's not just Will walking up to RJ and, you know, deciding to punch him because he's looking at a lecturer in a way that he doesn't like. Like, RJ has been antagonizing and instigating this man from the moment he laid eyes on a lecturer. That's what
Yeah.
it's been.
And the problem with.
So
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Keish.
no, I was just gonna say, so that is what bothers me about this situation is RJ's behavior is being ignored while Will's behavior is being addressed, and it's like they're forcing the this it's like they're forcing this situation.
Dynamic.
Yes, thank you. They're forcing this dynamic of Will having anger issues, and they're not even doing it in a way that makes sense. Because
Yeah.
to
Mm-hmm.
me, Will's reactions to RJ have made total sense. It
Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
it would be different. Like, why not just write Will as an angry person if that's what you're gonna do? Instead of, I hate when they do this. It's like they do stuff that's on the line or in a gray area. Like, no, if you want Will to be portrayed as a young adult with anger issues, and actually write it to make sense, instead of writing it to where he's kind of justified in the way that he's reacted to RJ. Um, but you completely ignore RJ's role in it and just make him look like the bad guy. I will never understand their mindset when they write stuff that way.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Um, I guess the thing is that Electra is all. It seems that when this goes down, she always side with RJ on this, and then you go right along with him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, look, why don't you just go on over there? Just go on over
Yeah.
there. And then they try to talk her out of being with them because there's this other conversation. So on one side, you had a conversation where Katie came over there. I think it was on Tuesday. And then Bill
Yeah.
came over there. And I got to say, they told him, I understand you mad. RJ had no business being here, but you can't be putting your hands on people. So I got to say that they did try to give him accountability. Nobody gives RJ accountability for anything, which is
Mm-hmm.
what Keish was saying. It's like you just go over there and do stuff, and then y'all blame everybody else because he gets into trouble. He
Right.
chose to go over there, and then y'all sit around and blame everybody. And that came up in that conversation later in the week when Bill and Ridge came into place. Because I'm sick of Ridge saying that, oh, Hope is a victim. Eric is a victim. My son is a victim. When all these three people brought yourselves in these spaces with the Spencers.
They made the choices that they made, and they have to own them.
Ridge don't let nobody hold accountability.
Right. Except for Thomas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, except
Except
for
for Thomas.
Thomas.
Yep.
I
Uh,
mean, he was over there telling Bill, your son needs to stay away from my son. Okay, how about you tell your son to stay away from his son?
Right.
yeah, like he should have chin checked his son for even going over there and putting himself in that position. It's
Exactly.
one thing for him to be sucker punched at Bikini because it's a public area, but you went to his house for absolutely no reason. That's not your girlfriend. Like, if you want to see what happened after the fact, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
that is their house. Well, that's Will's house. She just lives there. So he had no business being in there to begin with. And if the day that he gets tired of getting beat up, then he might actually try to get some sense of things. But it's hard to feel for, so I don't feel sorry for RJ. Like, he put himself in those positions.
Now, I do have to say on that Friday episode, Bill was dropping facts. He was. And I mean, because Ridge was throwing out all that nonsense about you stole, you took, you take from us. And some of the things that Bill was saying was like, nope, they came to us. This is just business. And then that other part about the fact of, and we talked about this last week, we brought it up. Why are you so butthurt if we're just this little startup? You've been in the business for 50 years. I think that was one of you ladies that corrected me on the because I said 1987, and y'all was like, no, it's been 50 years they've been in
It's
business.
been 50 years because in 1987, they were in business for over 20 something years.
Mm-hmm.
It was right like after Ridge was born. So they've been in business for over 50 years because Ridge would technically be in his 60s now.
Mm-hmm.
So why would we even be worried about what another startup company has going on? I agree with Bill. Bill hit every single point.
Yeah, but there's no logic in chaos and emotion, and that Ridge just wasn't hearing it. It's like, at what point do you stop coddling Eric? Because that's where all this
Never.
started. And say, look, man, you should have never went over there in the first place. I understand my part in this. I retired you out against your will. You know, you made a choice to go help out Katie. But no, y'all keep allowing him to stay in delusion of him being stolen. And he's agreeing to it even though he got paid for that.
Like, he made a choice. He walked over there. He did what he wanted to do. So I don't understand why they are not understanding.
They don't want to take the L on this one. It's somebody else's fault. It's the Spencers are bad. It's their fault. And it's like, no, the choices that some of you Foresters made, even as far as that trademark that they lost, it was your job as a company who you have the CEO, the COO, who's supposed to be overlooking stuff like that. Y'all let that whole thing lapse. That was y'all fault. Katie didn't steal the Logan name. First of all, the Logan name is also her maiden name, but at the same time, it's free game. Anybody could have picked up Logan. And it just so happened Katie saw the availability. Liam jumped on it, locked it in. It's theirs. It was y'all fault. Y'all didn't keep up with it.
You let the computer guy beat the lawyer
Right.
to save your trademark. Like, I mean, and you're completely right. They're not going to take any like L's. They're not going to take any accountability. Nothing. So even with Ridge going over to Bill and then sucker punching him,
Right.
like I can understand you're mad, but you're pretty much no different from Will in that case. Even though you're complaining about Will being violent and being this, like you sucker punched this man because he was telling the truth.
Mm-hmm. And the truth hurt.
Essentially.
Because I
And
mean, it was so, and I honestly don't believe, because okay, Deke's line obviously was successful with hope behind it all, right? Why would you need to cancel the jewelry line and couture? It's two different genres of fashion. You could have still did your couture.
they could have still did couture. They could have still did the perfume line, the jewelry line. Like, perfume and jewelry is all year round. So there was no need to put a pause on that. Like, if you want to take the attention away from the stuff going on with Katie, then maybe I can understand. But publicity is publicity. Like, and they keep calling you guys. So wouldn't this be the best time to do the couture line
You would
and
think.
get that extra additional attention?
Yeah, that didn't make it. Shows the level of how they do business, because if you're usually the person that goes last has the opportunity to make the lasting impact. Your first
Right.
impressions are good, but you can also, if you go behind somebody, you can say, okay, they got theirs out the way. All right, we know what we need to do. Let's go in here and nail it and leave a lasting impression. That's what y'all could have
Right.
did.
Like, you put money into your PR campaign. Did you need Kris Jenner to run your PR campaign so you can have a successful line? I mean, it made no sense for them to put that on hold.
No.
And I feel like you're losing more money that way, personally. Because you already had the stylist, you already had the hair, you had the hairstylists, the makeup artists, the models. Everything was set, ready to go. So I wouldn't even be the least bit concerned because they have their own demographic that they're trying to reach, and they're a startup.
Mm-hmm.
So when Bill throws it in Ridge's face, like, "Hey, what are you so worried about?" Ridge got nothing to say but just throwing hands. Like, and it's very childish, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, they're really being butthurt because they're mad. I mean, they could actually, like we were saying, run this whole line, everything. Everything could have been status quo. But they just mad that Katie did what she did with her line and it was a success. And it just happened to be with Hope. Okay, then move on without Hope. Any other company would have pivot. That's the best thing to do in business is to make a pivot when it comes to something like that. You don't just be like, "Oh man, I lost and it's your fault." You look crazy. All
And
those people came to town to see them. Remember?
right, exactly. So it just, if anything, it just leaves that
Mm-hmm.
Logan is the one to go with, and it looks like you guys are running scared. That's crazy to me.
Exactly. That's the
That's just not
perfect
good business
phrase.
sense.
That's the perfect phrase. You look like you're running scared, and that's exactly what that is. Now,
Yeah, but these are
mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, these are the same two CEOs who didn't read any contracts that Carter was handing them and handed them the whole company.
Exactly.
Just
Y'all
sad.
just signed something without reading it.
Oh
Yeah, that was
goodness.
crazy. Um, Now, I want to back up a little bit to that conversation between Ridge and Electra,
Mm-hmm.
and how he was trying to tell her to pretty much pick a side. It's either Will or her job.
Pick a side.
Yeah,
I know
that.
he got a lot of nerve to say pick a side. So he can even pick two women. And you telling another woman to pick a side. Stop.
Yeah.
He lost his mind.
Did you have any thoughts on that one, Keish?
I just thought that was overboard. Like, there's no reason for him to be that. The concern that he was showing in that situation with Electra and Will is he's being dramatic, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I was saying earlier, Will has never done anything to indicate that he would ever be abusive towards women.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
just because he got in a fight with your son more than once doesn't mean that he's an abuser. Like he's not a danger to Electra.
Mm-hmm.
There were reasons that those confrontations with RJ happened. So he's being ridiculous, and I think it has more to do with him being Spencer than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, you trying to tell this girl to pick and choose? I'm like, you can't even pick and choose your own drawers without waffling. What you want this
Now,
girl to do?
now on the other side of this,
Uh-huh.
I think this is the show's attempt at doing some type of Romeo and Juliet
Yeah.
kind of
I
storyline. It's like
agree.
it's not working.
It's
It's
not.
not working because it's forced. You guys forced all of this drama from, like I said last week, starting from back when Eric went to go work over at Forster for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
All of this drama is forced, and now you're trying to turn the Will Electra thing into a Romeo Juliet, like us against the world. Our families are trying to keep us apart kind of trope, and it's like it's not working. It doesn't work for them because the reasons that you gave Electra to be mad at Will have all been stupid.
Right.
None of it has been valid.
Exactly.
Like you're writing the story from scratch. You could have come up with a legit reason for Electra to be conflicted when it came to Will, or vice versa. Her
Mm-hmm.
being mad about the business moves that were being done over at Spencer have zero to do with their personal relationship. Like this is so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. I don't even have the words for how ridiculous it is that she is mad at Will and broke up with him because he didn't tell her what his family was planning at their company. Like they
Right.
couldn't come up with anything better than this.
Well, here's the other part too, Keish, is the fact that Ridge made a choice to put everything on hold. Ridge and Steffi put it on hold, but she's blaming Will for her jewelry line being put on hold. That was a Ridge choice. And even
Right.
Will was like, I don't understand that. Why did they put your jewelry line on hold? She making it look like it's his fault or his parents' fault. No, Ridge has the decision to make for his company. Bill didn't tell him to put that jewelry line on hold. Katie didn't tell him to put that jewelry line on hold. Neither did Will. Ridge did that. That's a Ridge issue. That's a Forrester issue.
But that
Absolutely.
that just goes to show that
Hmm.
every decision that she makes doesn't make any sense. Because we know that that is being caused because it's a decision that Ridge made.
Right.
And she knows that too. But she's tying it, it's like she's going the long way around to blame Will. Like Ridge made that decision, but he made that decision because of what your family did. Like that's the excuse that she's using.
Right.
Which that's another part of the story that also doesn't make sense. Like you guys were saying earlier, what was the point of them canceling the line or
Mm-hmm.
delaying it just because this happened?
Right.
So everything about this storyline, every aspect of this storyline makes no sense at all. Everything is forced. Everything is plot driven. Like nothing truly ties together in a logical way. Not a single part of the storyline does.
Yeah. And this is another thing. Gucci's not putting their stuff on hold for Logan.
Louis Vuitton.
Versace's not. None of these other designers are putting their stuff on hold because they know who they're marketing towards, and they know that it's a business. There's going to be people who shop from different designers. So yeah, why not direct that anger towards Ridge? Like there should be no reason to put jewelry on hold. Jewelry is all year round. There's women and men who buy jewelry every day. That is crazy to me. But you want to blame your boyfriend for not telling you what's going on at his family's company? Like, and on top of it, she want wife privileges ever so badly, but she can never stick around even as a girlfriend.
Right. I mean, she took that weed necklace off and threw it at him. I'm like, the will should have been done. First of all, you walk out with that dude after you done moved in the house with me, and then you throw the necklace at me, but he was the one that came up in my house. Bye.
That should be like, we're gone. Okay, we're gone. This is a billionaire son. It was exactly what Bill was trying to say. Like, hey, this is LA. You can get any girl that you want. He could have a whole set schedule for each and every single female that he wanted. It's nasty, but there's some people who move that way. But she's not the only pretty girl in LA for him to be so consumed with, and that's insane.
Well, let's now go into what you were talking about a little while ago, which is today's episode, because, and when we got to tackle the Sheila stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But him having that sit down conversation with his son, and I mean, this dude, I gotta, like David Hall said, him and his sympnosis that he's in under. I mean, this man's like, I gotta have her. I don't want to. I'm going to try to do my best. And Will is like, listen, it takes two people. She gotta
Yeah,
really
Bill
want
was.
to do this. And I mean, she's now choosing her job, per se, over the relationship. Because Reese pretty much told her, no, either you with us or you not with us. And she like, well, I need my job, so, oh, but you can choose your job.
Okay. And dictate how people are supposed to go about their job. Stop, girl,
Yeah,
stop,
that whole
stop.
conversation over at Bikini.
You gonna stop this girl from making her money just so she can sit there and talk to you. And
Hey,
you have absolutely no friend.
Keish, did you get to that part?
No,
Oh
no. I know
man.
that I saw a short little clip of. I know she went to Bikini and was talking to Dylan
Well, she told that girl, "Can you take a break?"
from working at Bikini.
Yes.
From working her,
Why?
from doing her job, just to talk to her.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like to quit working there altogether.
No.
Mm-mm. She was in the middle of her work shift. And he's like, "Oh, I'm here now. Can you take a break? I have stuff I need to talk about." Like, I'm like,
Is that how she said it?
Yes. You ought to wait a minute. You didn't see J Money's comments?
I didn't see it. I think I
I'm
was
like,
so mad. I was so mad about the lead actor nomination. I don't think I was. I focused on much else after that came
Man,
out.
J Money was like, "Who is?" Well, I'll let you read it.
Okay.
yeah. Like, this is her second job. You want her to lose her second job so she can sit there and talk to you because you have no other friends?
Okay, but
I wonder why.
well, here's okay. So I'm 50-50 on the Dylan side of this thing. So the part that I agree with Dylan on is she telling Electra, "You broke up with this guy because of the fact that, he didn't tell you about what's going on at his parents' company, and she feel betrayed." What I didn't like about the Dylan dialogue is the fact that when Electra told her that Ridge told her to make a choice, she turns around and tell Electra, "How dare Ridge try to dictate her life and what she can do in her personal life? You love Will." And I'm like, okay, but you let Electra tell you what to do in your personal life.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm like, you can't give yourself the same advice?
Right.
I was so lost by that. So you can see that situation clearly, but you're so desperate to be this girl's friend. You can't stick up for yourself and tell this girl, "Hey, my life is my life. You're not going to dictate nothing. You don't pay not one bill at wherever I live at. You do not work either of the jobs that I have
Mm-hmm.
for you to dictate how I move and go about my life." You can't tell Electra that. You're in that desperation to be her friend.
Yeah, that was crazy. When it comes to everybody else, she gets a backbone. When it comes against herself, up against Electra, it's like I gotta walk on eggshells.
Yeah.
Could be my friend.
Mm-mm. That girl is highly manipulative. Electra, even
Yep.
though she plays this naive, immature thinking character, she's extremely manipulative. If she want to control, like she said, this is my world and how you live in it. You can't date or do anything here at work. But then Ridge tell you the same thing. And then Dylan is like, he can't tell you what to do. Well, she can't tell you what to do either.
Yeah. That dynamic is always going to be weird.
It is just, I don't know. That fangirling of Electra from Dylan is just, it's weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And it makes me disappointed about the acting so much for her, because it's like she gets around everyone else and then she wants to be a pick me towards Electra. That's crazy to me. Like, you don't owe this girl nothing. She spent almost a month and a half trying to get you fired
right. She didn't
and
want to
trying to get
talk
you
to that girl.
homeless. Here's the part. Electra assumed that one paycheck was enough for her to get a whole place to herself.
Exactly.
Like, you got your paycheck, you can leave now. Girl, so she can't get herself some food. She can't stack up any checks, like nothing.
Right.
Like, and I'm like, this is your friend?
Mm-hmm.
Get out of here.
Yeah, that girl is annoying. All right, we got to talk about Sheila. So, Sheila is living rent free in Steffi's head for the last few weeks. Um,
Few years. For the past few
oh my
years.
God. Well, first it kicks off with the fact that Sheila decided to back off her ultimatum between Taylor and Deacon on that whole divorce situation. Because originally it was like, hey, I'm going to need you to go and have a meeting with somebody so I can get a connection with my son and grandson before I sign the divorce papers. Well, after that little conversation and back down memory lane with Deacon, she decided to go ahead and let the doggone marriage go. Then she goes straight over to um, Finn's office to let them know what happened because obviously Taylor got word. Steffi couldn't believe that she just went ahead and signed it. However, she did have a conversation. I mean, he did have a conversation with Sheila, and obviously it leads up to what happened today. This man has switched. This man has said so many things. I want to get y'all personal takes on because he said number one, call her mom. Number two, said he loved her. Said he had already forgiven her in his heart. What do y'all think about all of that? Because I mean, I have my take on it, but I'm gonna let y'all go and do what y'all want to do.
You know, it was a long time coming. I think he's always felt this way. And he's so scared of losing Steffi, he can't even think for himself. And because even with the conversation he had with Sheila today, Steffi wouldn't like that. Steffi wouldn't be happy with that. Like, I don't want to upset Steffi. Steffi. And even she was like, can you even think for yourself? And it took him to like towards the very end of the episode where he's like, you know what, I am going to talk to Steffi about you. I think I'm going to do it. Good. Like, if this is a relationship that he wants to have, and that's fine. If he's already forgiven her and he's already moved forward, regardless if it's foolish or not, that's a relationship that he still wants. He is going to continue to like resent Steffi if he doesn't have a relationship with Sheila. And yes, we know her background. She is a Michael Myers in daytime. We know that. That's still his birth mom. And the fact that he even said, I love you, mom, he even called her mom God knows how many times in that episode.
Mm-hmm.
And he forgiven her in your heart. And he's always wanted to say that, but didn't want to say that to Steffi. And understandably so. But the fact that he can't even go to his wife about it says a lot. And to be honest, Steffi's not going to be understanding. And she doesn't have to. So they might as well go ahead and just dissolve this relationship, dissolve this dynamic. I just want to see the after effects because Steffi can't sit there and say that Finn is not able to be a father to his child because of Sheila. Like, he hasn't done anything wrong. They're going to have to co-parent that situation. And if he decides to have Sheila be a part of his life with the days that he has Hayes, she has to deal with that. So I'm glad that he's able to finally voice that. I think even when it came to Luna, he wanted to a little bit. But Luna was already acting a little too cuckoo crazy. But at least he's seen a change with Sheila to where he's forgiven her. So why not have the relationship with her if that's how he feels? And then let Steffi go.
All right. What you got, Keish?
I don't respect how because this is what he did the last time. He gave Sheila all this hope, about how he was going to talk to Steffi. This was after they found Sheila, when they thought that she had been unalived in that sugar situation.
Mm-hmm.
Gave Sheila all this hope about how happy he was that she was alive, and it gives them a second chance, and he's gonna go home and talk to Steffi, and she's gonna be happy too, or I'm gonna convince her, or whatever it was he said. And then he went home, and Steffi did not feel that way, and then he had to backtrack to Sheila and say and let her know like it's still not gonna happen. He did the same thing again. He sat there and said all that stuff to Sheila, gave her all this hope, and the smallest little ounce of um anything positive that you say to Sheila, she she's gonna take it and run with it, just like she did with that heart emoji that he sent her um, when they first met.
Mm-hmm.
So he told her all of this stuff before he even talked to Steffi. So he knows how Steffi feels. Like they had literally just talked about Sheila before he went to work. So for him to stand there and start, calling her mom and telling her that he loves her, and he threw his wife under the bus is what he did, because he's basically telling Sheila in so many words, I would have a relationship with you if it weren't for Steffi. He didn't say it exactly like that, but he may as well have said it like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So you threw your wife under the bus, and you're basically telling her if this doesn't happen, it's Steffi's fault. And to me, that's not fair. Like, you made your decision to not have a relationship with her because that's what you wanted to do, because you prefer to be married and have your family versus getting to know your biological mother, which that's his choice. But that is your choice. Steffi did not force him to do that. Just like Sheila isn't forcing him to go home and ask Steffi to reconsider having Sheila in their lives. He's making these choices on his own. So I don't know. Um, I thought it was very irresponsible of him, and frankly is dead wrong the way that he threw his wife under the bus in that situation. So to me, the way that he handled that situation, he needs to be prepared to go home and tell Steffi, if this doesn't happen, then we need to get a divorce, because that's your only option. Like, you stood there and you basically gave Sheila this all of this hope. You gave her all of this hope that you're going to be a part of her life now, and you're about to have to walk that back because Steffi is not going to change her mind, which she has every right not to after what Sheila has done. Regardless of the Kelly situation, regardless of the Luna situation, Steffi does not owe Sheila to be a part of her life. That is her choice. She never has to be a part of her life. And if she also does not agree that she wants her husband being a part of her life, then the only other option for Finn, like Bree was saying, is you need to get a divorce. Stop doing this back and forth every other year where you're telling Sheila that you feel like she's changed, and then you go back on it because you couldn't convince Steffi. Like, he does it backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when she walked in his office, if he wanted to just let her talk, he could have just let her talk and then told her she needed to leave. And then go home and tell your wife how you truly feel before you give her hope that will then just piss her off when she finds out that Steffi isn't going to change her mind. So, I don't know. Like, but also the way that Sheila is framing that whole thing is also manipulative, which is why I don't blame Steffi if she never wants to be bothered with her, and why she doesn't want Hayes around her. Because regardless of if she would ever physically harm Hayes, Sheila has always and will always be manipulative. And I can see her being one of those spiteful, manipulative grandmothers who doesn't get along with her daughter-in-law, and does this little thing where she plants all these little ideas in Hayes's little mind about his mother, to turn him against Steffi.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could totally see her doing this and saying something like, well, she kept me from my son for all these years, and I'm going to do the same to her. I'm going to take her son away from her now, and try to manipulate Hayes as he was growing up against Steffi. And
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't trust him with Hayes around Sheila, because he's so susceptible to being to giving Sheila what she wants. Like, he could tell Steffi one thing, like, oh yeah, I wouldn't let Sheila spend time with him, especially not alone. And then next thing you know, Sheila's turning on the puppy dog eyes, and oh, I need Hayes, I need my grandson, I can't live without him. And then Finn gives into that. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess my thoughts on him is if you've been feeling like this all this time and you've been hiding from it, it's lies of omission. I mean, you've been telling Steffi to her face that, yeah, I'm on your side. Yeah, we can never
Mm-hmm.
have Sheila in our lives, and I respect your decision, but do you really? Because you're harboring a different thought now, because it wasn't like this is overnight. He just told in that dialogue that he had already forgiven her,
Yeah.
so he's been thinking about this for a while, and
Yep.
probably watching Finn watching not only Sheila but Lee becoming BFFs. He probably like, okay, well, I trust my mom and my mom is cool with her. That probably also helped as well. And like you said, he
Mm-hmm.
probably wanted to get close to Luna, but she was too far gone at that point,
Yeah.
you know. But for him to be walking on eggshells because you don't have a backbone to be honest and tell your wife, because obviously you must be afraid of her reaction, which is what he continuously say to Sheila. Steffi's not gonna. I don't want to lose her. Okay, but you're not being honest. You're not being honest with yourself, and you're not being honest with your wife. It is what it is. And obviously he's going to, because after today's episode, he decided to break down and say, okay, fine, I'll talk to Steffi. But you already know where that's going to go. Nowhere.
Right.
Yep. And
So go ahead.
I was gonna say, if we're being honest, does Steffi really give this man a safe space to vent out his feelings about
We've
Sheila?
seen her do that before, though, and that's why I don't believe that he is afraid to talk to her, because he has been honest with Steffi about how he's felt before, and she's let him be honest about it.
He walks on eggshells when he tries to explain himself about Sheila.
No,
The way
doesn't.
the
There's plenty
way
of
that
scenes of him expressing his feelings about Sheila, and Steffi listens, and she's like, "I don't get it, but I understand."
he watered it down to appease her, because everything that he said, especially to Friday and today, I don't want to lose Steffi. So he can't. His thought pattern is, let me tailor it to where I can kind of express myself, but I still don't want to upset Steffi. We know who runs that household. It's her, without question. Because every move that he makes, like, he'll have a thought where he'll have, and he'll keep it to himself, and then he immediately thinks like, okay, Stephanie's not gonna like this, I need to move in that direction. He's always been that way. And we're kind of seeing a more independent Finn, to where he's able to think for himself. The fact that he's even voicing this to Sheila, I think he's probably tired of walking on eggshells with this girl.
Like, he's voiced this to Sheila before. This isn't the first time he's done it.
He's
multiple times he's told
down.
Sheila.
if he's forgiven her in his heart, like the most damaging thing that Sheila could have ever done was what she did was she pew-pewed him in the chest. If he forgiven that in his heart, that was years ago. There has been different things that Sheila has done to where she saved Kelly's life, saved Steffi's life. She has turned her life around where she was married, she was going to work, she wasn't bothering nobody. And he was able to witness that and see that and also forgive her for her actions. He wanted that to move forward in that relationship, but he couldn't do that because Steffi wouldn't like that. Steffi would be upset with that. Steffi would have issues with that. And then Steffi has already shown that she's quick to leave when it's something that she doesn't like.
But we've literally seen him argue about this because he tries to push, or he has pushed back against her, against Steffi when it comes to Sheila. So it's not like he just completely shuts down and he doesn't say anything at all. And he's done it with Hope too. Like, that's why I don't buy into this whole he's afraid to let Steffi know how he feels, because he's done several things that went against what Steffi would like. Like that whole storyline of Hope with Hope in 2024 was against what Steffi would like. Because Steffi told him, I'm uncomfortable with your friendship. And he didn't care. He continued being friends with Hope, or trying to be friends with Hope, even though he knew his wife didn't like it. And when he did the whole thing where he went looking for Sheila with Deacon, he did that knowing that Steffi wasn't going to like it. He did it anyway, and then told her that he did it. So I don't believe that Finn is afraid of Steffi. I mean, any man would be afraid of losing their wife in a situation like this. I don't believe that him saying he doesn't want to lose his wife means that he's afraid of telling his wife the truth or how he feels. He's lying to his wife is what he's doing. I see this as more of him being a liar than him being afraid of his wife.
But how could he be a liar if she's not offering an open door to where he's able to express himself? Because even when he was speaking with Sheila, he was saying like, hey, Steffi doesn't even know this, but I've already forgiven you in my heart. Like the fact that he was able to pour out like, hey, I love you, Mom, acknowledge her as his mother, saying I've forgiven you, I love you. There would be no chance for him to express to Steffi that he feels that way. Because every chance that she gets, she speaks for this man, saying like, oh, we're not going to have Sheila in our lives. We're not going to do this. And then she'll look to him and co-sign, like, isn't that right, Finn? Like, you agree with that, Finn. She's been that way for years in this situation.
Because Finn tells her that he agrees instead of just saying, no, I don't. But there's been times where he hasn't agreed with her, and times where he has expressed, I do have a connection to her. I can't explain it, but this is how I feel because this is my bio mom. And Steffi has said to him, again, I don't understand it. I'll never understand it, but I get it because it's your bio mom. Or I don't agree with it, but I get it because it's your bio mom. So this is on Finn. It's not on Steffi. Finn is a grown man. He has told her more than once before how he's felt about Sheila. And now he is choosing not to express his feelings to her, or he had chosen, I guess up to this point, now we know that he's chosen not to express these newfound feelings and his connection. I guess he's reconnected again because he told her last year that connection was broken. But now the connection is back. And this is a part of that inconsistent, inexplicable writing that they do, especially in this situation with Finn and Sheila, because the connection comes out of nowhere, then it breaks, and then it's back for no reason at all, other than, oh, well, I haven't tried to kill anybody in the last 4 years. I should get credit for that. Like, that's what we're going off of? You haven't tried to unalive anybody? Okay.
I think.
Okay, can I say something?
I'll go for it.
Okay, so both you guys are right because I actually wanted to do a little bit of research. Um, On Keisha's end, yes, Finn has frequently expressed his feelings to Steffi about Sheila. However, on Bree's side, the stance that he has caused major conflict as his wife tends to put firm ultimatums on the table when he does express himself. And because of the fact that he's struggling between trying to keep his wife happy and at the same time trying to keep himself happy, now we got this situation of an emotional tug of war, and the fact that Steffi is consistently feeling betrayed and questioning his loyalty, which is why people see him as weak, because then he backs down because he wants to keep his wife. So I think
Yep.
a little bit of both of what you're saying, because Keish, you're right. He has expressed himself. But on the flip side, then Steffi put a hard, a hard stop on the situation, put ultimatums on the table. And of course, he don't want to lose his wife. So now he got to back down to what he's actually feeling.
So
Yeah.
is he only weak when he picks his wife, but he wouldn't be weak if he decided, I'm going to leave my family because I want to build a relationship with a woman who tried to murder my wife? That's not weak.
He's weak when he chooses to let his wife lead in a lot of ways. And this is how I always felt about Steffi. This man does not have a voice. Like, she'll let him co-sign, but she dictates, hey, don't go over to El Jardino, don't speak to Sheila, don't do this, don't do that. This is how Steffi is. And she's very much like her grandmother in a lot of ways. He didn't have an opportunity to express himself, so he let that boil over to where he finally was able to express it to his mom. If this was Hope, for example, if he was married to Hope, he would have been and said everything that he wanted to, and he would have been leader of the house. He allows for Steffi's feelings to dictate a lot of his moves. Granted, he's a grown man. He should be able to express himself and put his own foot down. But when you have somebody who's very overbearing and on top of that threatens to leave, because how many times has Steffi left then over something really small and ridiculous, and Sheila was still able to go on about her life? That's what he doesn't. That's what he keeps saying, that he doesn't want to keep constantly chase after his wife or lose his wife over something. And especially if it's something out of his control, because Sheila can do whatever she wants to do. She's a free woman. It's out of her control. And Steffi's going to always feel a way, but it's not going to be enough to where, okay, I'm going to put my feelings to the side. I'm going to really hear my husband out and really see through what he needs out of his relationship with Sheila, and I'm not going to step over it. She's not going to do that.
So, according to what it's saying that, okay, so it says viewers widely consider Finn to be weak in his relationships due to his severe lack of boundaries, emotional gullibility, and inability to stand firm.
Sound about right. He's a people pleaser.
Yep.
He's a people pleaser.
So I feel like people want him to set boundaries with his wife, but they're perfectly fine with him not having boundaries with the woman who tried to murder his wife. I don't care that. To me, it doesn't matter. That's his bio mom. She tried to unalive your wife, and we know that she tried to do it more than once.
But that's the thing right here. That's the cognitive dissonance in this, is that he see her as mom. Steffi see her as the one that tried to murder. So just you're seeing through the eyes of Steffi. Finn is seeing through his eyes of, that's my mama.
Yeah, and
which doesn't make sense to me, because that's not the mom he grew up with. It would be different, a little bit different, if he actually grew up with Sheila. He didn't grow up with this woman. He met her 4 years ago, 5 years ago. So that whole we have a connection simply because it's his bio mom, when he met her at the age of 35 plus, Like, to me, that part of the story just it doesn't mesh. Like, they like to use the whole biology thing as the reason why, so and so is so forgiving of such a heinous act. And it's like, it's not like he's known this woman his entire life, or even since he was a kid. He met her as a full grown adult with
Well,
his own family.
I
So I
and
just,
and I get
to,
that. Yeah,
I don't understand it.
I
I
get where
would
you're coming
I would be the
from.
same way if I were Steffi. You either pick your mama or you get out of my house, because I wouldn't have it. You're not gonna be interacting with somebody that tried to take my life, callously tried to take my life. It wasn't even an accident. She callously tried to do it. And you think you're gonna come walk in this house after spending the day with my attempted murderer and tell me about your day or tell me about how you had a great time? Like, absolutely not. And since he seems to want to have a relationship with her so bad, then get out of my house. You go move in with her, and you go form your mother son relationship over there, and you leave me alone, because I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to deal with it.
I want to bring up a comment that Melissa Spencer had.
What she
She
say?
had asked us in the chat, what if in Monte Carlo Sheila passes away, saving Steffi? Brad Bell says it starts on the beach and it ends in the church. And both Finn and Steffi in Broken Ridge are married. What if it's a funeral? So I heard that interview. So he's alluding to a lot. And the thing is, like, we can't trust the spoilers. We can't trust
Right,
even
because they
Brad
lie
Bell,
too
whatever comes out
much.
of his mouth. Lying way too much for me. But I think what's going to end up happening is Steffi's not going to go along with it. And then, unfortunately, I feel Finn is going to be like, oh, okay, then fine. And I think he's going to sneak and creep and have a relationship with Sheila. And then it's all going to come to a head over in Monte Carlo when she finds out that he's been spending time together. And we keep saying, like, oh, Finn is very loyal to Steffi. I think this is probably the best part of his storyline arc, for where he's able to think for himself. He's able to be his own man. And this is something I've always wanted for him, because even like last year, that's the other part for me. Steffi was trying to say, like, oh, don't save Sheila's life. No. Like, even if she had a toe injury, you need to go save Liam. You trying to dictate what this man has to do at his job now? She does not let this man get a word in. And maybe that's just how I view it. That's my personal opinion. So I would like to see him think outside of Steffi. And if this is what he wants, if he already forgiven her, then let Steffi be. And then we'll see her with Carter next.
That's my whole thing, is just let Steffi go. Because it's clear that you can't get over this, whatever this weird connection, unexplained bond is that you have with Sheila, that you have with this woman who did all these horrible things to your family. You can't seem to let it go. And you know that your wife isn't going to let it go and accept her. So instead of going home and thinking that you can convince her when you know that you can't, go home with divorce papers. Because that seems to be what is more important to you.
Mm-hmm. And I was gonna say that Ron Julian also had a comment. He said, did you hear that Sheila told Finn that she could have taken Deacon to the cleaners, and she could have had Taylor reported to the hospital board administration for getting with a patient? Boy, they were listening to the podcast, weren't they?
Yeah.
And that's more of that manipulative stuff, in my opinion, because what does that have to do with Steffi? That's not Steffi's fault.
No, what she's trying to do with that
you
statement.
decided to do that because that's what you wanted to do because you wanted to try to prove that you're a good person, which is fine. But don't come in here with the, well, I did this and this and this. The least that she could do is let us have a relationship. Like, you should have did that because that's what you wanted to do in your heart, and not because you wanted to use it as some type of leverage to then guilt Finn into talking to Steffi into giving you another chance. Because Steffi and Finn have zero to do with what happened with your marriage.
That part is true. I don't think she even really cares to have a relationship with Steffi, because when she was trying to make that agreement with Taylor, it was about Finn and Hayes. So Steffi really wasn't a factor, but she knows that she's important to her son. So she was trying to find some sort of wiggle room, like, hey, I made the change, I did this, I could have made things hell for Taylor and Deacon, and I chose not to do that. And I'm coming to you to show that, yes, I've changed. I'm not a perfect person, but I've changed. And he recognizes that. So maybe that's why he's giving her the opportunity now to have some sort of relationship. I don't think it ever really had to do with Steffi. But she knows that Steffi makes a good bulk of the decisions in that house.
Yeah, I mean, even if she didn't mention Steffi, the fact that she is mentioning how she dealt with a divorce and then said it's the least that Steffi could do. That has nothing. She has nothing to do with your divorce. She didn't encourage her mom to have an affair with your husband. She didn't encourage Deacon to leave you. She actually wanted the opposite. So
I wonder. I mean, I wonder if she brought that up. She said, like, I mean, it's the least that she can do since her mother took my husband. But maybe in the back of her mind, she's trying to collect on the fact that she saved Steffi's life, which I wouldn't be mad at. It makes sense. That's why
she should have. That would have made more sense if she said that versus how she handled the divorce.
Mm-hmm.
But she for whatever reason is focusing on, her. I'm letting her mom have my husband, and it's like she doesn't even. That's not even what she wanted. So what's your point?
Yeah, I agree.
I just think that all of that has something to do with the pack of trying to prove something to Finn that, I could have did this, that, and the third, but I didn't, and I'm moving on, and can we figure this thing out? I do also understand that there at certain times of your life you kind of want to know where you come from, and then because that was one of the things he always knew he was adopted, and to find out that, hey, this is the person that actually gave birth to me, they built upon that whole thing has been brewing for the last 3-4 years now. And so the thing is that he's now like, dang, this is the person that gave me life. I mean, who is she? I mean, I've seen it at different ages. I know a lot of times you'll find that more with younger children, but I mean, I've seen people that find long lost parents and things like that, being that they were adopted even later in life, and they want to build a connection. So I'm not going to say that can't happen.
Oh yeah.
What I will say on that is that the fact that, like I said before, he needs to be open and honest with himself and open and honest with her. She don't even know about how deep this thing runs with him. At the same time, like I said, I think both of you guys are right with the fact that he has been trying to say something, but at the same time, there is also that hard stop that puts him, with him fighting his emotions, and this whole connection that they've been trying to create in this storyline, and also trying to save his marriage because he loved that woman. So what do you do? I mean, it's a catch 22 in a situation like this. I mean, he could throw away his marriage and be with his wife, or he could cut Sheila off and then have these what ifs. So it's an interesting dynamic. A lot of people see him as weak because I mean, outside of the Sheila thing, Steffi does run the house. She does.
Okay.
She does.
She,
He takes a back seat on a lot of different things and let her had a final say on things. I can't remember one thing that, hey, and it might be out there. I can't remember one thing that he actually has had the final say on anything. I yeah, I just
just trivia question. Soapies, has he had a moment where he put his foot down that Steffi didn't intervene, that he took the lead on? I I agree with that.
He kept that friendship with Hope going until Hope kissed him and everybody found out about it.
That was very short lived.
And she that was at least 6 months.
Of the friendship.
And then what did she say? Yeah, because it started right after Thomas left, and that was in what, the end of February.
I give you that. Okay. So he
And then at the end of it, what did she say? What I told you what was going to happen, and he didn't listen to her, and she was right.
So he followed Steffi's lead again.
yeah, but at some point that's got to be suffocating.
Yeah.
No. I mean, at some point, there's insight in when it comes to marriages and relationships. There's certain each person give insight on the different things and the dynamic that goes. You got to open up a safe place for your husband, significant other, wife, whoever, to be able to discuss and have the hard conversations. This is a
whether it
hard
makes
one.
sense or not.
Right, instead of saying, I don't want to hear it, shut it down. Nope, we're not talking about it. It's over and it's done. It's like, well, wait a minute. Do I get to have a say in this as well? Can I have my voice heard as well? So, yeah.
It's
I'm curious to find out where they're going to go with this. It could be leading, like you say, to something that's going to go down in Monte Carlo because they're definitely was doing some filming in Monte Carlo, what, in early June?
Melissa Spencer brought that up.
I've
there was a
seen
couple
that
of
rumor actually, so.
Yeah. And there's actually been a couple of good comments here in the chat. Jewel C3089 says she can have a relationship with Finn, but Hayes, no. Steffi, I have an issue with that because it's one thing to have an issue with Sheila, but she can't dictate who's in and out of Finn's life once they dissolve their marriage. That's just
she
something
wouldn't be dictating who's in Finn's life. She is having a say in who's in her son's life.
Well, in their son's life.
If they're splitting custody 50-50, she can't dictate who's in his life.
Correct.
She can dictate who's in her child's life.
Huh?
But she absolutely can. If she gets a parenting agreement that says these are the reasons why I do not want this woman around my minor child, with all of the history and all of the backup that she has with what Sheila has done to her, I would find it hard to believe that a court would not agree with her and put in a parenting agreement that her child is not allowed to be around Sheila.
Unless he gets a good attorney and speak up for the other.
Well, yeah, of course he could fight it if he wanted to.
Right.
But I'm saying that I feel like she would have enough evidence and enough good justification for why she does not agree with allowing Sheila around Hayes. And if a court agrees with her, then he wouldn't have a choice.
Yeah, but that's what it comes down to. I mean,
if the court
agrees, I mean, she could come in there, but if his attorney comes in there and says, bring up the whole thing of saving her life, saving Kelly's life, and all these other things, because that's what attorneys do.
She had a stable marriage. She was working. The charges were originally dropped. A lot of things could come into play And that's not even the whole issue with him as a parent, because they can agree with that all day long. It's not going to dictate still who is in Hayes's presence when he has the custody of the child, half of the custody of the child. So she can still pop over at the house like, oh yeah, we agree, yeah. But she can still be over there and still be a part of Finn's life. And this is going to be a very messy situation right here. But this is where Steffi, this is where we say that Sheila lives rent free in Steffi's mind, because Taylor sure doesn't care. She was so happy that Deacon was able to get the divorce. Deacon can say like, "Oh, she's changed."
She just wants. She glad she got access.
Yeah. So all these other people can sit there and say that she's changed. And then on top of that, Finn is a victim of Sheila's, and he's even saying that she's changed. So I'm not sure how that would work out with if they were to write it that way. But she would have, like, if there's a real life situation, she cannot dictate who's in Finn's life.
I'm not saying she can dictate who's in Finn's life. She has a say over who is in her child's life. And if they have if they have a parenting agreement that specifically states, because this person, did XYZ, whatever that justification is, and she got it approved in a court, he would have to abide by that, or he would risk losing whatever custody or rights to Hayes that he has. So he can risk it if he wants to and allow Sheila to come over when he's got Hayes. But he gets caught with that and he disregards the parenting agreement. If a court approves that, then he would be putting his own parenting at risk. This don't have anything to do with what Finn is doing outside of when he doesn't have Hayes. He can go spend all the live long day with Sheila if he wants to. But if there was an agreement that said Hayes is not to be around this woman, then he would have to abide by that agreement or risk his parenting rights in whatever way. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he can't if they get a divorce. It's what she is asking for her own child. And especially if I was afraid that this individual would be manipulative against my son, which Sheila absolutely would do something like that, I wouldn't blame her if she did that.
Right. I get that. We'll see how the rest of this plays. I cannot wait to see the results of this. David Hall said, I get what Steffi is saying. Sheila can save her life a million times, but it still doesn't erase what Sheila trying to send to her into the afterlife early, or make Sheila the next Mother Teresa. I get that. And then Love, Peace, Light. I think you're new. Welcome. She said, Sheila seems to have truly changed, and she's redeemed herself by saving Kelly and Steffi's life and giving Deacon a divorce. I love how this is split. There's some people who see that Sheila's changed and then see that Sheila still doesn't deserve a redemption. I'm really curious to see how the rest of this is going to play out. But I'm surprised that she even gave Deacon a divorce, to be honest.
Yep. Well, it'll definitely culminate by Friday because the cliffhanger, one of the storylines of the cliffhanger is that Steffi and Finn find themselves at a defining crossroads. So we'll start to
I would tell him to get out my house if I was Steffi. Like, I would be tired of it. You're not going to come to me every other year asking for a chance for your mama. Just get out of my house, and this will be the last time we talk about it.
Yeah.
It would be exhausting.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
Right. Love, Peace, Light said if Finn hooked up with Daphne, that would stir things up. And that's my part with Finn too. It's like, you're afraid of losing Steffi. Like, you can get any woman that you want. You're handsome, you're a doctor, you're wealthy. Like,
I mean, it's not that simple when you're in love with somebody. You just don't say, oh, I can have anybody I want. Here's your divorce.
the way that these people fall in and out of love so quickly, he'd be all right. he just needed another pretty face on that show. But there's not too many single women on this show right now, is there?
You know what? He actually
anyway,
had
they do.
connection with Bridget. I really wanted to see that through a few years back when they were trying to help save Eric.
I wanted that so badly.
Yeah, they definitely had a connection. But I don't know what they're gonna do with Ashley, being that she's, been hanging around beyond the gates.
Yeah.
So that
I
would
would
have
have
been
preferred them to
nice.
bring on a random other doctor because Steffi has done enough more with battles with Logan women and men over men.
Well, I
Like
don't
bringing a
think
new
she would
woman
want
for
to
that.
be with him if he is hanging with Sheila. So, hey, she'll be rid of him. You think she'll want him back if he got with Bridget?
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
this is where we need more fresher characters, fresher perspectives. Some. Anyway, this is bold. We know better than that.
Right.
We get what we get on the show.
Exactly. All right, did we cover everything?
Yeah, I think we did.
Okay, because I think it's
Wait, did they show Donna and Eric this week? Last week, excuse me.
Not really. I don't think so.
They showed. I think we talked about it in the last podcast where they went home and then like she's trying to plead to him and then he just rejected her. I'm like, you got a lot of nerve. Like you put your wife in the same predicament. You got a lot of nerve, sir.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand that's his company. It's a different thing. He owns that company. So when his employees step out and she's aware of it, she could have gave him a heads up. I get that part, but like you put your wife in the same predicament too, like a couple of months ago.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Somebody in the Aisha said, "Do y'all think Steffi's pregnant?" I know they've been talking about that nightgown of a dress that she's been wearing.
They've been having her in trench coats too.
Right, her and Annika. Annika been
I don't
wearing
like this.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't like to speculate on whether or not actresses are pregnant because I know if that can hit it hits a nerve for some.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. All right, we gotta talk about Beyond the Gates. I'm trying to. Okay, so I do remember Anita's surgery. She had the lumpectomy last week. The BRCA gene reveal by Naomi came out last week. Um, we did at the end of the week see some issues with Bill, which kind of pushed into today's episode. And then because of everything with the proposal last week with Tomas, we also saw Kat's reaction, not Kat, Eva, because he went over there when he was feeling like he got snubbed, and Eva kind of gave him a piece of it, and he's like, all I needed was a friend. And then she bounced back and decided to buy a condo where they can both split and go 50-50 and move in.
Girl, leave her alone, please.
I'm begging.
I'm like, they are hanging by a thread at this point. It's Kat and Tomas. Like, I was so proud of this girl for saying no. Yes, thank you so much for saying no to this proposal. I was so proud of this girl. But you saw how weak this man is and how his ego is so bruised. He goes right back over to her sister and then try to sweet talk her like, oh, I got this new book. I know you probably haven't read it. like, I wanted to save this for you. I got this for you, and blah 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 blah. And Isaiah was like, "Look, I already read the book. But we don't need for him to bring it." Yeah, he already
So
got a copy.
let me ask you all this. Do you all, because one of the things he said he went to Eva is because of the fact that he doesn't have any friends. Does he have any other friends on this show?
No,
Wasn't he
we
just
haven't seen him
speaking?
with
I
anybody other
haven't
than
seen
Bill
him,
and
but
Eva.
with Bill.
Yeah,
We've
those
seen
are the
him
only
with
two.
Bill and Andre,
I'm talking about
and
friends, not acquaintances.
We've
that's
never
his own
seen him
fault.
with a friend other than Eva.
Right.
That's his own fault.
Mm-hmm.
What? Why is Kat's sister your go-to friend?
Right. Especially when we've seen, like, yes, Bill may not be a friend, he's a boss, but we've seen him talk to Bill about personal things before. So you would think that that's where he would go
Mm-hmm.
and not Eva. Not about Kat. Like, they hate each other. What
No,
sense did that make?
his ego was bruised, and he knew that Eva was good for that. So he didn't even care that she was with Isaiah. He wanted to try to get, fish for compliments and all these different things. And I'm glad that she called him out on it. It's like, hey, you trying to spin the block. No, I have a man that actually loves me and actually wants to be with me. And on top of that, Kat just gave me part of her liver. You want me to try to mess things up because of you? No. I respected Eva for saying that. That was the point where I was like, oh, okay, I like that part of Eva. We need more of that. But the fact that he went over there said a lot.
I didn't think that's what he was going over there for, especially considering Isaiah was there and he went in and sat down and started talking anyway. I feel like if that's really what he was there for,
He would have
he would
left.
have just dropped off her gift and left.
Yeah.
So I do think that he was truly there to, I guess, just get advice. I just think it doesn't make any sense that that's the person that you want to get advice from. You should have went and gotten advice from her uncle like you have before. Like that, to me, that just would have made more sense. But their friendship in general, I've never agreed with. Like, it's ridiculous to me that he was able to maintain that friendship after what he did. And even when Kat was talking to, who was she talking? She was talking to Tomas. It was after all of that, and Tomas came over to Chelsea's place, and he told her that he went and saw Eva. And then he was like, well, you trust me, don't you? And she was like, well, Eva has a boyfriend that she's into now, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, if that's the thing that you say when he asks if you trust him when it comes to Eva, then you don't actually trust him. You were okay with it because Eva and Isaiah are solid. And you know that. Not because you trust Tomas. Like, that should tell you something.
I get that part, but I guess my issue is whenever we saw a conversation between Eva and Tomas, he wastes no time putting down Kat. And he knows it's usually what Eva is kind of good for, to kind of co-sign on the things that he says about Kat. And I'm glad that at least Eva was able to check him to make sure that he's not going to sidestep and try to work his way back to her. But it says a lot for me that you're going to go back to her sister, knowing how she feels about Eva. Out of all the people, you could have went to a church to get your feelings out and to try to get advice from anybody. But you go to the person you know that she hates. That was very intentional. That had nothing to do with any friendship, nothing like that. He knew exactly where to go to get his ego boost and to talk a mess about Kat. because he got his feelings hurt from being embarrassed for proposing to her in front of her family. That's what that's about, in my opinion.
Hmm. Alrighty
I just
then.
think Kat is stupid for even allowing him to be in that friendship
Girl,
with Eva.
why can't she be? Why is she still with this man? Why? Why are we in season 2 and she's still with this man and got
That's
a
a good question.
condo solely to try to appease him and to make him happy so he can stick around and be with her? Why?
And her sings, watching her and Tomasin sings together, or listening to her talk to other people about Tomas as if he's always been this great boyfriend to her. Like, even outside of him cheating on her, even outside of that, generally, he was a horrible boyfriend to her. Just always disrespectful.
Right.
And it's like, girl, open your eyes. It's so frustrating to watch.
Even when he was trying to bring up the stuff about Leslie, like, I had proof. Like, do you want to hear my side of things? He was like, no, but he had no problem wanting to defend Leslie, wanting to defend Eva, hear both of their sides. None of that. He was perfectly fine doing that, but couldn't hear Kat and then called her selfish, called her pretentious. He said all of this stuff with Eva, and this is why, for me, that's exactly what he went towards, because he wanted to try to get some sort of anger out, some sort of frustration out about Kat.
Leah in the chat, because I mean she's trying to counteract everything that you guys are saying.
Mhm.
Because she was, I'm looking at some of her comments. So let me get your take, Leah. Put some Cat was all of that, okay. I'm trying to go through all her stuff there. But anyway, um obviously they created this drama for these two women to originally fight over this man. They obviously bring Isaiah into the mix for Eva, which that's been working very well, except when her mama get involved. Um, I think with these two, I don't know. It's kind. I believe Tomas actually had more of a connection with Eva. Because of the
Romantically, yeah.
romantically they did. I think that would have been a better connection because of the
Mm-hmm.
fact that they got a lot more in common. I mean,
Yeah.
he had to work his way up. I mean, it's a different. They come up in two different environments, him and Kat, whereas Eva and Tomas pretty much, even though Leslie did it by hook or crook, but they came up from the bottom. They started from the
Mm-hmm.
bottom. Now they're here, and
Uh-uh.
so yeah, like the song from 2013. Um, they started there and now they're here, so they kind of understand the journey. And I think all of those comments about her being selfish, pretentious, is normally coming from people who
Or
work.
Eva fans.
What'd you say?
Or Eva fans.
No, no, from not from the fan base, but you usually will hear those comments come from people who felt that some folks were given a silver spoon versus other people that had to work hard for where to get where they got. And I mean, Kat shouldn't have to apologize that her family put her in a position where, both of them are doctors. She was born into legacy, and
Yeah.
she shouldn't have to apologize for that. She didn't sell herself out to get. She didn't step on other people's toes to get that. She was born into that, just like her brother. Um, and for that's why sometimes your value systems, if they don't match, you're going to have problems like this. You're not going to see eye to eye. And Tomas sees more eye to eye with Eva, but obviously Eva's off the market now, so That's not going to
Mm-hmm.
happen. But at the same time, I do think that Kat really likes this guy for whatever reason, and she really wants this to work. She really does. Do I think he doesn't like her? No, I think he likes her too. But it's just that there's a little bit of a disconnect between those two. They're not as compatible as they think they are.
And for me, it wasn't even necessarily that him and Eva had chemistry because of their similar backgrounds. Like
Hmm.
they did more than just talk about how they grew up um, in their conversations together. Like they bonded over their love for fantasy books or novels or whatever.
Hmm.
Like they bonded over multiple different
Exactly.
things that like commonalities that actually, which is why I will never understand why they had him cheat with Eva and they didn't end up putting them together,
Well, did y'all
because they
notice
spent.
that they brought up in the dialogue that we were, because even Chelsea brought that up, and then one of them said, "Well, you were on a break. Y'all were broken up during that time." So they're definitely trying to absolve
Mhm.
him as being
Oh
a
yeah,
cheater.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
and to me that doesn't even, that's neither here nor there. Whether he believed they were on a break or not, or now Kat is saying they were on a break, which that's not what she was saying before. So they're changing the dialogue, but for me, it doesn't matter if he believed that they were on a break. You chose to sleep with her sister, who you, for months, have been asking her to give a chance, telling her that she needs to give Eva a chance. And the same with Eva. For months, was telling everybody, oh, I do want to be sisters with Kat. I want to build a sibling relationship. I'm trying to mend these fences and blah, blah, blah. If you were really trying to do that, you would not have slept with Tomas, whether you thought they were together or not.
Right.
Especially considering it would have only been 24 or 48 hours since this apparent break had happened. Because I think he said he hadn't talked to Kat. He hadn't
Yeah,
talked to
that's
Kat in a
what
couple
I
of
am.
days.
I am Leah Unfiltered is saying that Kat ghosted him, so he thought it was over.
For a day or two, she hadn't talked to him. And
Right.
mind you, this was in the middle of when Chelsea was kidnapped. So it wasn't like it
Exactly.
was just, a random uh nothing, no drama or nothing like that was going on in her life. This was in the middle of Chelsea's kidnapping when she hadn't talked to him. But
Exactly.
in what mature relationship do you have a disagreement, you don't talk to each other for a day or two, and then it's just assumed that, oh, we've broken up, and then you go sleep with that person's sibling?
Right. And under any circumstances,
But
like
that's
there's
the
plenty
thing.
of
They put that in the dialogue that they were on a break. So, were they on a break or were they not?
It doesn't, to me, it doesn't matter if they were. Even
but
if, even
you
if,
still with my sister.
Right.
even
I'm
if
not
in
talking
that
about
moment,
that part. I get that part. I'm just talking about the fact because you were alluding to not speaking to somebody for a day or so. They're actually are saying that there was a break that happened. Whether
they
Tomas
never. Oh,
slept
go ahead.
with, I don't know, Haley. You know what I mean? So
So this is the point I'm trying to make is, even if in that moment when this happened, if it was confirmed that her and Tomas had broken up and Tomas slept with Eva, she would still have. I feel like this is just me. I would still understand her anger, considering they had spent months talking about, you need to accept Eva, and Eva spent months telling people, I'm trying to mend fences with Kat. The minute that you slept with Tomas, whether they were on a break or not, you weren't
Yeah.
mending fences. You were adding to
Nope.
the problem. So
Yeah.
if she would have said after that happened, I don't want anything to do with Kat. I don't want a relationship with her. She's not my sister, just like how she thinks, how she, says that I'm not her sister. So it is what it is. Different story. Then I would say, well, Kat, you can't be mad because you've said that you don't consider her your sister. She doesn't consider you her sister, so it is what it is. It would be like he had slept with a stranger. But it, she didn't do that. She was still, even after that happened, like a few days after that happened, she was still talking about how Kat won't give her the time of day, and Kat is being difficult and blah blah blah. She's being such a bee, and it's like you literally just slept with her boyfriend, and then you taunted her about it. You laughed in her face.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't
Yep.
matter if you thought they were on a break or not. You were telling
And
people that you want a relationship with your sister.
and Eva knew exactly what
So
she's doing because she admitted that
yeah,
to Kat in the hospital. She was gaslighting the girl.
yep.
So, what do y'all think about them moving in together? Because he, obviously he agreed to it, but he want to make sure that he put in his fair share.
Terrible idea.
Horrible. The reasoning is horrible. And I saw a comment,
Yep.
I think it was from I Am Leah Unfiltered, I believe. Yeah. Oh my God, the condo was not to buy him. She did this to appease him because even when she was discussing this with Chelsea, she's like, he hasn't been talking to me. He's not trying to return my calls. And I'm going to try to find a happy medium that I think he's going to like. She did this solely because of him. Otherwise, she'd been perfectly fine in her wing over at her grandparents' house. She did this to appease this boy.
And that's how their relationship has always been. Is Kat doing what she needs to do to make him happy, because she's worried about him either
straying away.
Yes, especially now. But
Yeah,
even before,
straying.
oh sorry.
No, straying away.
But even before he slept with Eva, she would still do things to make sure that he was happy. Like she's always been worried about making him happy.
Yeah.
She's always been concerned about it because I think she had known for months prior to that. She knew that there was something going on, at least feelings wise, when it came to Eva.
Yep.
She was always concerned. She always had that in the back of her mind, that she was always insecure about his relationship, his friendship with Eva. And she was right. And I remember her trying to tell, I think she tried to tell Ted, and she tried to tell Martin, that she felt like Eva was trying to go after Tomas, and they both told her that she was tripping. But she's never been fully comfortable and secure in that relationship, ever. She's always been insecure.
Paris Barnes said she should have moved out when she was ready on her own. Clearly, Kat not been in a relationship because she doesn't know how to act. She's been trying to appease him just like her brother and her dad.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is exactly right.
Yeah. Trying to people please. And like, if she wanted to get a condo on her own, she didn't even live with her grandparents. She could have been and done that. The only reason it was even brought up in conversation with Chelsea was because he wasn't calling her. He was ignoring her, and she wanted to try to still keep this man and appease him to some degree. And when she was talking to Nicole today, clearly he wasn't all that excited about doing that. So she's looking stuck on stupid as a result of it, to try to appease this man.
Yeah, it's like, what is it going to take for you to see that he's not, I don't know.
He's just not, he's not a lot of things.
Like, it's been like literally, this has been a struggle relationship from the start. They have never actually had a good, like, run of just being happy. I feel like every other month there's something else that happens. She's getting fussed at by him. Yeah. Yep. She's getting fussed at by him about something, or she's made a decision that he didn't like and he's trying to humble her on it, or he sleeps with her sister, or you know what I mean? Like it's all. I
Represents
feel like it's
Leslie.
always something. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like it shouldn't be this difficult, and they've only been together for about a year now. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be this difficult.
Mm-mm.
That's because they're not compatible. And
Yep.
then there's other things because one thing I don't know if y'all brought that up because I had to go in the kitchen right quick, but the fact that to advance his career, we got Bill pushing him to do what he's doing and try to make sure that he put on this front by having somebody like a Dupree family member as a girlfriend or his future. So there's a
Oh,
lot
good.
of there's a lot of moving parts when it comes to this whole Tomas thing. The job, Eva, all these other
He
different.
opportunist.
Yeah, so. But we got to move on, y'all. We just spent a half an hour on this with cats.
Oops.
I know there's
Sorry.
some storylines that can really, you can deep dive into, so we still got this whole thing where Naomi is considering, and of course Jacob is really not too happy about it, but he's supportive of having a double mastectomy. And Andre wants Danny to do that, and Danny is not having it.
Yeah. Yeah, Naomi, she's had enough time to make up her mind, and unfortunately, Jacob was a bit blindsided by all of this. Um, Whereas Danny is a supermodel, and she relies so much on her looks for her success, and plus isn't she the lead model for one of the fashion companies? Because I remember there was like
Mm-hmm.
a storyline where like Ion Fashion came and was like being disrespectful to her in an interview or something like that. So she's
Mm-hmm.
a lead model for one of the major fashion campaigns, and that would affect a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice that he would be okay with it if she were to go that route, and he still would find her beautiful. That's great, but that's a major surgery to her body,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's hard to process.
Yep. Yep.
Like, I'm scared of surgery. I had a necessary, well, I don't say unnecessary. I had life-changing surgery myself. I was a person who did not want to have myself cut open. That's just not me. Not everyone's going to be like that. That's why I was able to relate to Kat about giving up a piece of her liver. That was big of her, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Naomi should at least have told Jacob when that news came out, if anything. It's one thing not to tell your family. Okay, fine. There's a lot of stuff going on, but tell your husband, of all things. That's a major change to you. And on top of that, dealing with the after effects of the surgery, the drainage, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big deal.
Yep. Yeah, that's the thing, and I mean, and that's something that they do offer breast cancer patients is, you know, with the genetic component, because I think there's a couple of actresses that found out that they were BRCA positive, and they decided to just say, you know what, I don't even want to leave that chance on the table. I'm gonna go ahead and just, get, a whole situation done. And then also, just like they offered Anita, whether she wanted a lumpectomy or a mastectomy, they give that as an option for it not to come back. So if you were somebody who, has had it, they'll ask you, like, hey, do you want to just remove the possibility of it returning? So it's definitely something that I will say that one thing that Beyond the Gates is doing is definitely bringing awareness to a lot of different things. I mean, breast cancer, diabetes, uh, TIAs and strokes, you know, so many different things um, when it comes to that. But it's a tough decision because I mean, obviously for Naomi is like, look, I might not even get it, but I want it off the table. The only thing is that the BRCA gene not only is a precursor for breast cancer, it's also a precursor for ovarian and colon.
Yeah,
So, are you going to remove everything? Because
yeah,
just say you remove the breast, but then you end up with ovarian or cervical.
yeah, and you have
So it's almost
hysterectomy.
like you know you it's the chance you take. And then Danny on the other side is like, listen, I don't even know if that's gonna even happen, so I ain't doing nothing.
Right. And that's her prerogative. I respect that entirely. And that's a life-changing thing to have a major surgery like that, because like you were saying, the BRCA gene can depict a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I had to do it myself because of what my mother had went through. Like there's just different cancers throughout the
Mm-hmm.
family,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to know for myself. And
So you had the
there's
top
this,
surgery.
hmm?
You had the top surgery.
No, the BRCA gene testing.
Oh, the testing. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, like I had to do that for myself, so just so I
Mm-hmm.
can know what I'm aware of
Right.
going forward. And cancer comes in a lot of different forms:
Mm-hmm.
breast cancer, leukemia, ovarian, pancreatic. Like it's it could be a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
And like I respected Jacob and how he handled that with Naomi.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the pressure that was coming from Andre, even though
Exactly. Yep.
he was trying to be supportive, but it's a bit much, especially with her being a woman, her always have relied on her looks because she was a supermodel. That's understandable. And on top of that, she's part of a fashion brand. So that would affect a lot of different things. And that's a scary thing to go through surgery. So I didn't like that he was.
Yeah, he was talking sideways because one moment he says, "Oh, I'm not trying to pressure you. I'm just doing this because I'm thinking about photographing these women." But then you push the issue like, I want to keep you around for a long time, so maybe you need to do this. And I'm like, are you being, what's the word I want to use? Not manipulative, passive aggressive. It's almost
Yeah.
like you're trying to say something without saying something, and it's like she can see clearly what you're doing, and she'd already told you to tell you to stop about 4 or 5 times.
Right.
Now that leads us into a different conversation that we saw today, because
Yep.
they try to bring in intimacy, and she want to feel some kind of way, and you haven't touched me, and I'm like, girl, stop. Because Danny, now the pendulum swings your way because of the fact that you know that you feel guilty about sleeping with Bill, and now you want to pick
Hmm.
fights with Andre, and Andre is lost in the sauce. Like, wait a minute, what is really going on here?
Yeah. Because she was already feeling a way about him looking at the women with mastectomies, and she wanted to try to get some form of validation
Mm-hmm.
that she's beautiful to him. And then Bill called as a whole other element.
Mm-hmm.
So she's trying to use Andre, what she's always used him for, which is for intimacy.
Right.
And then it wasn't gelling. And I think they have run their course, and I think that there's an expiration date with this relationship. because even she admitted out her own mouth what connected them was the intimacy. And he tried to clean it up and say, like, it started out that way, but it didn't land that way. But you got to listen to people when they say the truth. It was based off of the intimacy and her getting over Bill, using him to get over Bill. And in the same instance, he called it out too. You're trying to get over what you heard about Bill being in the hospital.
Wow. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that girl, she's not built to carry. Bill was a cheater. It was, he didn't mind sleeping around. You even brought Haley to the house. You know what I mean? But this girl decides to sleep with her. I mean, with her ex, and it's eating her up inside. And eventually, she's going to blow. And she knows she wanted to be up there at that hospital,
mm-hmm.
but she wanted to play like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be the good little wife and I'm not gonna run. And he was like, girl, stop playing. You know where you want to be.
That was the goofy part with Naomi. It's like, you want your mother to move on and not deal with your daddy, but you gonna call her about your daddy and then say like, oh, you're not coming to see about dad.
Mm-hmm.
So make up your mind. Do you want your parents back together or you don't?
Right.
She don't know.
What you say?
She don't know.
She don't know.
Her and Chelsea both. When they had that standalone episode, they were both sitting at the table talking about. I wonder where they would be right now if I forget what they said. If Haley, that's what it was. If Haley hadn't come to the picture, and it's like, are you guys forgetting that your father still slept with and cheated on your mom with multiple women before Haley? Haley just happened to be the woman that was able to take him from your mom, where the other ones he just, slept with and moved on with his life and got your mom to forgive him. Like, what do you mean you wonder how things would be? Yeah, your parents probably would still be married and your mom would still be miserable and maybe forgiving him for his, I don't know, 10th, 11th, 12th woman. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's what you guys are fantasizing about right now. That whole family is just delusional.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Oh Lord. But this
But
whole
at this
thing with
point, it's like, put them back together.
might as
And
well. And if Haley gets caught, because I'm over this. This has been dragging out since I think Bree, you
yes,
said October, when she's been trying to poison
Yes.
this man. It's 9 months now.
yeah.
She looks like she's making some sort of headway, something.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, man, maybe you should have did like Patty and a needle to the neck or something. I don't know, but good grief. I'm not saying that she should poison Bill, but it's like this storyline has been dragging out for the last 9 months,
Yeah.
and it's just slow moving. And now it looks like, okay, I'm gonna keep you around. She's gonna check his blood levels and labs and stuff like that. And okay, what if he's fine again? Then we go back to dragging this out for another 3 months. It'll be a year.
Yeah, exactly. And at least we're getting some sort of headway. They're going to look into the toxicology and like the blood and lab work. I'm hoping that Madison's able to make sense of this. I mean, something's got to give. She should have tried other routes by now. Like, she need to call Sheila Carter or Aunt Jordan or somebody to try to
Right.
make this a quick and easy
Shoot,
thing.
where
You
did
let this
Patty
go on.
get her stuff from?
Right. And Sharon. Patty, Sharon, Luna, Sheila, they all go to the same place. Remember the stuff that she had put into the alcohol for what's that boy's name? Danny. Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
She put into that expensive liquor. No, she had snuck in.
That's right.
Yep. She
Mm-hmm.
snuck in, put it in the little liquor bottle, got caught by Heather, and then all this stuff that happened with Heather.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like they all go to the same place, the same place,
Mm-hmm.
and you relied on Randy, and it's been 9 months. You could have had a baby by now,
Right.
and still nothing worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. I'm like, I'm over this. It either, let her get caught, and call it a day, and more than likely with that happening, or if Bill does fall out sick but he doesn't pass away, Danny is gonna scoop him up. It is what it
Mm-hmm.
is. And let's just keep it moving because that's where this is going. So,
Yeah, like free Andre at this point.
yeah.
Danny is
See?
ever since the elevator. Danny has been unlikable, insufferable, and annoying.
Yeah.
Like, just put her back with Bill and let everybody move on from
Right.
this.
Pretty much.
See, now you see my point now. See?
Yeah, that
I
whole thing is crazy.
free Andre.
Yep. Um, I was gonna say, well, I mean, the only other thing, let's see, I do remember, um, Shanice's aunt trying to give insight to Ted on not so extravagant dates.
I hate that. I cannot stand the way they have made Shanice look like this doe eyed, like, oh, money, like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to act. I don't know how I'm supposed to act in
Yes.
front of people with what. And it's like, this wasn't the Shanice we were introduced to.
Yes.
Yeah,
They've
Shanice
made
was
her
sassy.
insecure. Yeah, they've made her insecure. They've made her. They just turned her into this. They've turned her into somebody who acts like they've never seen like the the finer things in life. Like, this woman is a charge nurse.
And they make good
Charge
money too.
nurses make money. Yes,
Right.
my stepbrother is one. He makes good money. So I find it hard to believe. And no, she doesn't have the pre money, but it's not like she has no idea what it's like to. She works around doctors.
She's
It's not
not
like she
broke.
has no idea. Yeah, she has no idea what it's like to be around people with money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't stand the way they're writing her.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's crazy. Cause yeah, they do make. I mean, you make good money coming in as a nurse out of nursing school. Could you
Mm-hmm.
imagine being a charge nurse?
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for them to act
Like, no
like this is just
kids.
new and oh my God, you're showing me a new life, girl. Please, you definitely making six figures.
Right. Yeah. I just.
Mm-hmm. Um, we also
Also,
had.
it's.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I
go.
was gonna say, also, it's weird that that Ted and her aunt continue to talk about that relationship. Like, why are you going to her aunt, or why is her aunt going to you?
Right.
It's
Either way, like, it's
intrusive.
just weird to me. Yeah, it's
Mm.
so
Very
weird.
intrusive.
Mm-hmm. Um, we also had the little tattoo situation with everybody thought what that J stands for, and they was like, "Oh my God, no, he didn't tattoo that girl's name on his ankle."
I think it was for her.
Yep. Thank you. Like
Jessica and
he just got
June.
the letter. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna say this is for June. Lies.
Mm-hmm.
Lies.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
It's very convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause she got a little
What's that
quote
guy's
on
name?
her. She got a little
Tyrell.
Tyrell.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jessica got a little quote on her that something about women being powerful or something. I forgot what it was. And yeah, she's like, yeah, I ain't finna make no reference that I'm attached to anybody. So, and then he put that J on his leg, and everybody was freaking out. He talking about I put it on there for June. Yeah, okay.
Then spell the word June. It's only like 4 letters. Why you got this
Right.
just to, okay? If it's for your mom to say it's for your mom. Like, spell out her name.
Plus, can
Now
I
you got that.
just say something that I mean, most time guys don't put tattoos like that on their ankle. They usually put it on their like bicep or something, or
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That I was like, why on your ankle?
I mean, it's actually smart because he can kind of cover it up with some trousers, some jeans.
Well, and
The only
that's
time you really
fine, right? When you know, but it's just most these guys are tatted up. You know what I'm saying? Even some of the suited guys, and even the guys that's making money and stuff like that. But I'm not saying he should be, sleeved up or anything like that. However, I was just surprised on the location of being on the side of the ankle. So,
Mm-hmm.
My guess is that was the easiest place to put it for, like, because that's at least with recording the show, that's going to be the one spot on his body that's always covered up, and they're not going to have to worry about having a with the like if it's on his arm, he's got short sleeves on. They're not going to have to worry about putting the fake tattoo on his arm every time.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, that, and didn't June call him out about that too? Didn't she say you not slick? Basically, I know that's not from me.
You ain't slick. Yeah, that's funny. Yep. Absolutely. Let me see. And then we had a little bit of Leslie this week. Her and what's Isaiah's mama name? Darlene. Yeah, they tried to have a little moment to try to figure out their little relationship. We also seen Shanice's auntie try to test Leslie to see whether or not she would flip out about when she told her about not supporting the free clinic, and Leslie didn't, and so then all of a sudden, oh yeah, we'll stay in business with you. Okay.
That was so goofy.
Yeah, that was weird.
We didn't need it.
Exactly. Exactly. What else? Oh, the conversation with Leslie, Jan, and Mona.
Look, Mona will not let her foot off Leslie's neck.
Nope.
And I respect it. I respect it.
Man, Leslie reached out her hand and she was like,
Yes.
She said,
I was cracking up.
Man, and the side at it, I don't know the actress name, but she give a mean side eye.
She does. She does. I love it.
Yeah, that was funny. And then we saw a double date with Ashley, Grayson, and that whole. I'm like, okay, so them two are back together. It looked like Grayson got a new job as a bartender, so there's his extra money.
I was so confused by that. So he's not working at Leslie's facility?
No, I think she kicked him to the curb.
So he's not working at the hospital?
I think he's still working at the hospital, but his second job was at Leslie's place, right? And then Leslie kicked him to the curb, but he need extra money, so now he's working as a bartender and Garland.
Which I imagine they probably did that because now they can put him in scenes with other people. If he's at work, bartending or whatever, he'll have more interactions with other people than just Ashley.
Did y'all like him better on YNR as a cop or over here as this guy who just got caught up in some mess?
He was fine as a cop.
I liked him as a cop.
He was. I mean, him and his brother over on YNR.
Oh, yeah.
Could you imagine Arturo and Audra?
Oh, Lord. Girl.
That would be my dream. Arturo and Audra and whoever that girl that was chasing after Arturo, that crazy girl that I liked so much. What was her name? Mia. Mia and Audra fighting over Arturo. That would have been great TV. But to answer your question, I liked him as a cop.
I don't mind him on Beyond the Gates. I just I don't know. I hope that they can find another storyline for him after this.
Yeah, that would be
What they
interesting.
should have did was they should have brought him in as um, a relative of Tomas to connect him to somebody else on screen.
Yes, I was waiting for that too.
Well, who knows? Maybe they will eventually, especially him working at the bar and Tomas frequent there. So maybe they will kind of. They might not connect them like a relative, but maybe they'll connect as friends because he don't have any. Remember? So
Right. That could have been his friend right there.
right there, exactly, exactly. Um, let's see. What else was there? Is there anything else y'all can think of?
Um, there was one thing. I think Keisha, we were talking about it with Randy, Indiana.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Cause we got Joey got Randy on the fact to try to figure out what Deanna's up to because obviously Deanna got this plan she put in motion to get closer, keep your friends close and your enemies closer, and she figures she'll play nice with her mama, get a job at her mama's real estate firm, and then try to see what she can do with this situation with Joey. And Joey's like, yeah, no, I don't trust it. I'm putting Randy on it. Randy, go figure it out. And this fool decided that he gonna go and do it anyway, cause he didn't really want to do this. He known them kids since they was babies, because he was friends with Dougie.
The
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and for him to just go ahead and go through with it and then report back, I'm like, you're a terrible friend.
Okay. And I still feel that because she got some daddy issues, and it's understandable, but he's people usually do crazy things when it's close in proximity. And I feel later down the line, she's going to push up on Randy, and I think Joey's going to encourage Randy to do so.
To like try to be romantic with her.
Like, I wouldn't say romantic, but if she makes a pass at Randy, Joey might encourage Randy not to turn it down
And play it through.
because it's not technically her uncle. He is a man.
I wonder how Vanessa would react though.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, but it's soapy though.
Hey, do you think it'll ever come out about the whole thing with Joey and his part in Doug's death, or is it gonna be some years?
I think it's going to be probably till next year. I think when Joey and Vanessa talk about marriage and getting married, I think that's when it's going to come out.
Okay.
And even still, she's not going to leave Joey.
Wow.
Because she's just as messy as he is.
Mm-hmm.
They're a perfect fit for each other. They both don't care like that. Like, if anything, she'll see like, oh my God, he really loved me to do this. Oh, because she don't care about them kids either. Not like that.
Right.
Like, she cares to some degree, but that Joey, yeah. I think once they talk about getting married, she warms his heart or whatever it is, then
that's when
it'll
come out. Yeah. Gotcha.
I hope they don't drag it out that long. Like, this is where I feel like they lack balance in some things. Because if they're not about getting ready to reveal, if this isn't like directly leading up to reveal what Joey did to Doug in the next few months, then I would prefer them to just drop it. Like, you can maybe drop a little something here and there, but the way that they have, like, every time we see Deanna, and now she's seeing Doug, like, we're basically being reminded of what Joey did to Doug. But if they're going to drag this out for another year or another season, it's like, then stop talking about it as much as you are.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because then it just drags on in the same way that they're dragging the whole, Haley poisoning Bill.
Right.
We've been we've been seeing that, you said, since October, right?
Right.
Since
And
October.
zero progress until, I guess, this moment. He's in the hospital,
Right.
and we don't even know if even now something is going to be revealed. If he's just going to
Exactly.
get better again and get out the hospital, and it's like, okay, where is this going? Like, we
And
actually didn't need to know that she was poisoning him until maybe a couple months before him maybe on his deathbed or some emergency, and then she, everybody finds out that she was poisoning him. But it
that
just makes it annoying.
Right.
that is a valid point, Keish. I actually like your take on that. That should have never been revealed. Like, if anything, leading up to it, where we could have saw like shots of like somebody's hand putting, like drops of something in his tea, but we don't know who that is. Like, it could have been a whole mystery thing, and then once it shows that it's actually working on him, then reveal that it's Haley who's doing it. That actually makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Or we don't even need to know that somebody dropped anything in his tea. We could have just thought this entire time he was having health issues, just normal health issues that nobody, understood what was going on. He's getting all these tests run, and and then we find out, oh, he's being poisoned, and then we find out Haley isn't who she says she is.
Yep.
But I don't know. It just makes it just gives opportunity for the viewers to become frustrated with the storyline because it's just being dragged out for so long with no progress.
Right. I agree. I agree. Okay. Did we finish everything?
I think so.
I
I think
think that's
so.
everything.
Yeah. Cause see, we'll see what happens with Bill. That's nothing new. And that's it.
They had
Okay.
everybody on screen last week, didn't they?
Just
Yeah,
Jason
Anita had her procedure, and um, yeah, I think that's it.
Yep.
even
Okay.
Marcel was on screen last week.
All right, so let's jump into our final segments. Thank you guys for hanging out with us this evening. We're not done yet. This is the fun part where we flip the script. Who's taking several seats? Star of the week, pickle of the week. I should say the Sympnosis Award.
Okay.
The
Thank you,
Sympnosis.
David Hall.
Thank you, David. Yeah, he took off a little bit. He said he was getting sleepy.
Uh-oh.
The Sympnosis Award and the Audacity Award. So, for the Young and the Restless, what are we flipping?
My flip. I wish Adam had just decided he's going to start his own business. After that
Okay.
conversation with his dad, there was like pretty much no opportunity left for him. He could have been like, hey, you know what? That's fine. I'm going to start and do my own thing.
Okay. What would I be flipping this week? I don't know. I just this whole thing with Billy and Kyle trying to take down Victor. It's like why? You know,
Yeah.
really just went through this very recently, and then especially with this whole thing with Phyllis and Kane, and now you got a baby on the way, a wedding that's about to happen, your wife, your fiance's company is about to be under attack, and you're trying to go down this rabbit hole with Kyle because Kyle is mad about, and I get it because Victor brought Patty into their lives, but at the same time, why even fool with that? And like they were saying, that's going to affect a lot of people that he cares about. I mean, even though he's not with Claire, that's still Summer's grandfather. So it's like, do you really want to do this? So I'll be like, take them in a different direction. I really don't want to see another person try to go up against Victor Newman, and all they're going to do is write Victor to win anyway.
Nope.
So, all right, you got anything, Keisha, or you want to move on to Bold?
I'll say the this stuff with Jill and Billy.
Okay.
We didn't need it at all. Because
Yeah.
Girl,
it was just
at
the same
all.
thing as what it always is when the two of them are in scenes together.
Yep.
Billy whining about how she never supports him, and Jill begging him to get his life together.
Right.
Like, I, we didn't need it. It didn't achieve anything. There was nothing. There was no new information discovered. Just more of the same of his whining.
Yeah. I agree. I was like, why are we? And it was boring. Yeah, it was annoying and boring at the same time. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right, what y'all flipping on Bold?
What I would have loved is if Leah popped in on that conversation between Finn and Sheila, and her co-signed Sheila,
Okay.
and saying, "Hey, we've been friends. I've forgiven her. You've forgiven her. Go ahead and have a relationship with her." I would have loved to see a scene like that.
All right, what you got, Keish?
Um, I would have had Finn actually be respectful of his wife and not have that conversation with Sheila, and go home and have the conversation with her first, and then decide what he wanted to do as far as continuing his marriage or getting a divorce and moving on with his mom.
Okay. All right. I got a couple of them. Number one, Ridge need to make sure people hold that L and accountability for their choices. I'm so sick of them and him running over there talking about what people stole. Stay away from RJ when RJ needs to stay away from Will. You know, yeah, that's a hot mess. And then as for this whole situation with Electra and Dylan, I just that whole conversation that she had with Electra telling her that Ridge can't dictate her personal life, you need to take your own advice.
Okay.
So, I'm just
Yeah.
saying. Alright, what y'all flipping on BTG?
Oh God, I wish Cat had just broke up with Tomas. Like, especially since he wasn't trying to return her calls and everything, so he wanted to be very childish after the fact. Yeah, I don't see no reason to go any further with him. She could always get a place to herself, but to just go ahead and just wrap things up with him.
Yeah. What you got, Keish?
Mine is the same.
Oh, it's the same.
I wish her rejection of his proposal would have led to them breaking up.
Oh, okay.
Because they're not on the same page.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Mine is the fact that Danny needs to stop acting and nitpicking fights and free Andre, because like we were talking about that Bree earlier, is she said that that's the foundation. Schmex was the foundation of their relationship. So if that's all you see it is, which is how you start out is how you end.
You finish.
Because that man he didn't definitely evolve this into a relationship. She see this as sex on convenience. Like, hey, we're here. I get to stick it to Bill. We have fun. You get to, I get to move how I want to move. He moved in with her, right?
Yeah, and this is after she said, like, she didn't want him to move in. She was talking about, like, oh, I needed to have my own independence, and yada, yada, yada. And then she moved him in.
Yeah, it was doomed to fail from the start, and now we're seeing the cracks. starting to form in this whole dream that the dream that Andre thought they had.
Yeah.
So, all
Go ahead.
right.
Go ahead and free Andre.
Yep. All right. Who's taking seats on Y&R?
The writers for that trash ending to Jack, Diane, and Patty. I was expecting something more. This was unnecessary and unrealistic.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have Nick and Victoria take a seat on how they express themselves on why Phyllis got that company.
Especially Nick.
Yeah, it's like, why wouldn't your ex-wife who saved your life get a consolation prize?
Right. And it's not like he fully funded the company. It had bare bones. So she has to build it from the ground up anyway.
Exactly.
So it wasn't yours to give.
Like, dude, she could have left you on the morgue table, but she decided to breathe life into you.
Yep.
And you're able to still walk around and you know, yeah. So, chill out. Take a seat. Be quiet and say, oh, yeah, I understand, Pops. Hey, I can see. So, all right. Who did you have some seats, Keish?
Mine, mine would be Claire.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one too.
Yes.
She was gonna get a different award, but go ahead.
That's the only one I can think of right now. Claire. I can't really remember anything else that happened.
Gotcha.
Last week.
Alrighty. Who's taking seats on Bold?
Electra.
Oh, God.
RJ.
Ridge.
Ridge.
Finn can go and take a seat too.
Who?
Finn.
Oh, Finn.
He don't need to sit down. There's a lot of stuff that he revealed. I agree with that.
Oh,
let him sit down.
He handled that all wrong.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give Dylan a seat for not taking her own advice. It's like, girl, sit down and think about what you just said.
Yeah. Of all people, you should be like, well, you couldn't let me do the same.
Right.
Like, how does it feel?
They could have definitely turned that into a clapback. But the missed opportunity, Brad Bell. All right.
Yeah.
What y'all? Who taking seats? Oh, what y'all got for seats on BTG?
Thomas.
I should have figured you were gonna say that.
Being childish, and then going to her sister. Please.
I'm gonna give one to Kat too, because she refuses to acknowledge the red flags. I won't say she doesn't see them, because she sees them. She just ignores them.
Yeah, tough love. I agree. She definitely deserves that.
Yep. And I'm gonna give both Danny and Andre a seat, because Andre needs to chill out for trying to push this mastectomy thing. And Danny needs to take a seat because, she's just trying to play in the middle with this whole thing about she know what she want to be. She want to be right at the bedside with Bill, but you want to give this man a hard time because you can't get your head on straight. So, yeah, they need to figure that out. All right. Okay, so who's the star of the week for Y&R?
I'm actually going to give this to Nathan Owens, who plays Holden.
Okay.
The way he chin checked Claire, like, look, you can say all you want about Kane, but look at your granddaddy. Look at his actions and how he decided to use the software on other people. I actually like that scene. That was actually really good. That's a highlight for me.
Yeah, I got you. Gosh. Yeah, I go with you on that one because I can't think of nothing else. You got any stars for Y&R, Keish?
No, I just agree with whatever Bree says.
Okay. All right. Start of the week, Bowl.
Don DeMont, who
Mm-hmm.
plays Dollar Bill, the way he chin checked Ridge, there was nothing Ridge could do except for sucker punch him.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you stole my dad. Well, your daddy came over here. You stole Hope. No, she came over here too.
Yeah.
You stole our
RJ,
designs. Well, we paid for them.
yeah, RJ need to, and Will need to stay out of RJ's way. Well, your son came to my house. I mean, came to his house.
Chin checked them. There was nothing else Rich could do except for sucker punch him. But Don DeMont, this is the dollar bill that I missed.
Yeah,
Love
this is
this.
the one from back in the day. He definitely is playing that
Yeah.
role. What you got, Keish?
I'll agree with that.
Okay.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, that is a good pick. He did excellent this week.
Mhm.
BTG.
I'm going to give this to Amber Michelle, who plays Eva.
Oh, okay.
The scene that she had with Tomas, I think that she completely ate that. She handled business. I love that. That was a great scene. That stood out to me.
Okay. What you got, Keish?
I'm gonna get to Carla. Um, her little confrontation with Andre about whether or not she would have that procedure done, the preventative procedure done. I'll give it to her for that.
I'm gonna give it to the actress that played Mona. I mean, the way she was like, I ain't giving an inch. That major, the way she, that look. If looks could kill, she would. Man, Leslie would be gone. And when she reached over there to try to touch Mona's hand, she's like, I was like, oh, alrighty then. Talking about setting boundaries. Yeah, I like that scene. Okay.
Mona is consistent.
Yep, Mona's definitely. She ain't backing down. She on, like y'all said, she's on Leslie's neck.
I love Mona. Because someone has to be real with Leslie.
Right.
You can't lie your way to everything.
Exactly.
Right.
And she should be after everything that happened with Laura.
Yep. We still gonna be, as fans, we're gonna be on her neck until justice is served for Laura.
Oh my goodness. Okay, and who's the pickle on YNR?
Victoria and Nick.
Yep, I agree 1,000. And Claire, 1,000%.
And Claire. All the Newmans.
What you got, Keish?
Ditto.
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 Ditto. Gotcha. Alrighty. Let's see. Bold. Pickle.
Electra can pickle to all her delusions, all her multiple personalities.
Yeah.
All of them can have a pickle.
Yeah, I agree with that. That girl is annoying. The character is annoying in this situation.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. What about you, Keish?
I can't remember if I did this last week or not, but I'm gonna do it again. This flimsy writing with the way that they've just constructed this whole storyline between Forrester and Logan is just every week something more stupid and more nonsensical happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. Yep. Okay, and BTG?
Pickle. I'm gonna actually give this to Shawnee's aunt. She being a little intrusive for me. Like, it's one thing to share your thoughts, but like to give out suggestions and all of that, yeah, that's a bit much for me.
Gotcha. What you got, Keish?
BTG pickle. Just the presence of Tomas in general.
That poor man, he can't catch a break, right, Keith?
It's his own fault.
He's
Yeah.
just awful and stupid. Like he just makes stupid decisions. I
Mm-hmm.
every time him and Eva are from the cheat after the cheating situation, every time he shared a scene with Eva, it pisses me off because there is no reason why they need to have this man in the scene with her after what he
Mm-hmm.
did.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially considering that he disrespected her throughout their entire relationship. The last thing he should want is to be around Eva.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I agree.
I was a little surprised, even though obviously he trusts Eva, that Isaiah was like, okay, I'm going to leave you two friends to talk. I'm like, why?
Because he know he putting it down.
Right, I know, but the thing is, it's like, dude, why are you here?
Right.
Isaiah honestly has no reason to dislike
No, I
Tomas.
don't mean
Because
dislike, but the thing is like, okay, we know the history, we know the history between the girls. It's like, okay, I'll take your gift. She's resting. Have a, come back later, some other time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love. I actually love the fact that he left him alone with Eva, because it actually shows that, hey, I'm dedicated to the woman. I have no worries whatsoever for her to sway that direction, because I'm putting it down in a lot of different ways. So he gonna make a fool of himself anyway, which clearly he did, because Eva ate him up.
Yeah.
So I think he already assumed what was going to happen, because men understand men, and it's like the nature of men too. So,
and I mean, what could he really say to Eva? Like, I don't like him. I don't want you alone with him. Like, Eva's a grown woman.
Eva's a grown woman, but
you can't tell her who to be friends with.
But
she can be around.
But some women will, try to do what appeases their man. Like, hey, you don't trust me around. Well, it's not even trust, but you feel he's going to be a problem for us. Okay, then we can X out the problem. So be it. But the way he just trusted the situation, I trust Eva. I'm gonna let her handle it. That's her friend, and then let Eva just eat Tomas up. I was perfectly fine with that. That was beautiful. That's the type of sister she should have been to Kat if she really wanted the relationship with her.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. But nope, instead she inserted herself in that situation. Tomas wasn't even paying her any attention.
Yep.
Eva set a whole little thing up to bump into him on purpose so he would notice her, so she could start a conversation with him.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right, we got the Sympnosis Awards.
Sympnosis. Okay, so I was actually thinking about this. So I'm gonna give Kat bronze for getting this condo because of Tomas. Because she could have had a condo to herself months ago if she really wanted it for herself. Silver's going to go to Tyrell, because we know that tattoo was for that girl and not his mama. And even his own mama called that out. Gold is going to go to Will, because why are you so crying over this girl who left you yet again? And really for no reason. And then Platinum's going to go to RJ. So you're going to let this boy beat you up just so this girl can nurse you back to health and take you to the hospital, take you to your mommy's house and nurse you, get an ice bag just so you can get this girl's attention. Bye. Whatever.
Yeah. Actually, I agree with all of those picks, girl. I can't think of for a change, Holden didn't fall in that list this week.
Holden or Michael or other usual suspects. That's why it took me a second to think about it. It's like, yeah, Kat for bronze, Tyrell for silver, Will for gold, and RJ for platinum this week.
Yep, I agree.
Okay.
All right,
Hey,
and then the audacity, mine is definitely going to Claire.
yeah, for me, Electra took the cake. She wanted it so badly this week.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing but delusions that came out. I'm like, how are you not Brooke Logan's child or her grandchild at the very least?
Something. That girl there. Oh
Something.
my gosh.
Logan, something. But yeah, this Electra for me, and an honorable mention would be Victoria.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was another good one too. Definitely another good one. Well, we
Yep.
made it through, guys. It is 11:36 y'all time, 10:36 here. A lot of good stuff. We could definitely gonna have a lot to cover next week. We are in the heart of July sweeps, so we'll see what
Yeah.
else happened between Steffi and Finn this week. What's going to go down with Chelsea, Adam, and well, at this point, because I haven't seen tomorrow's episode, but what Victor's
I
going to
have.
do to go up against um, Spectre Charles, and then on Beyond the Gates. You know, we still got more drama coming up this week, I think, with what's going on with Bill, and you know this whole thing with look like there's a new storyline on the horizon with I'm assuming Vernon getting a job with some lady that wants him to work closely with her.
It sounds messy to
It
me.
does, right? And the way Anita's looking like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a feeling
Yeah.
somebody gonna be pushing up on Vernon in a minute.
Yep. And
So
you is so caught up. But I saw a YNR for tomorrow. I would say it's a filler episode for
okay,
me.
gotcha.
It's nothing, anything special. There's a lot of what we already assumed was going to happen, but by all means, everyone check it out.
Yep.
Um, but the daytime Emmys is tomorrow, guys. Check your local listings. I guess it's going to be aired mostly on YouTube for the most part. But it's going to be at noon Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. Pacific, and anyone else in between. You guys know what to do. But I cannot wait to talk about these nominations.
Yep. Maybe I can pull up a day this week. We'll figure it out and see if there's something we want to chat about. Again, like Bree
It,
said, the nominations are tomorrow, and then the actual Emmys is October 30th. So.
yeah. If these nominations is a mess, it's a lot we're gonna talk about.
Absolutely.
But but so far with the lead actress category, I was like, yes, that makes
Mm-hmm.
perfect sense.
Yep,
And
it's a
even
lot.
Stacey Haddock, who plays Patty on YNR, she got nominated for the other show. So
Oh,
good for her.
yep. Okay. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Have an amazing night. Get some rest. We got to continue to watch the soaps. I've been dropping standalone videos. Stay tuned for more of those. Make sure you follow on the other platforms as well. And make sure on the way out, hit that like button. And if you are not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel so you get notifications of upcoming videos and other live chats to come. So, do y'all got anything else before we go? No?
No, just have a great week and, you know, enjoy the summer. I don't
Yep.
know what it's like for you guys up there, but it's been sweltering down here.
Same.
And then the rain every now and again. So we're getting true Florida weather down here.
Yep. It's been hot here. It's going to be in the 90s this week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, we're just trying to stay out the way of the sun. I mean, I still need to get my vitamin D, but sheesh.
Yeah.
I got to make sure that I stay hydrated and stay nice and cool. And you guys as well.
You,
Try to make
you
sure
had a lot of fun this weekend, didn't you?
I
At
did.
the
I went to
Toast
the
of
Taste of Chicago.
It's in
Oh,
Chicago.
nice.
Yeah, we went
Yeah, she.
down there. We caught the transit train or whatever from out the suburbs to down there, and it was God. It was so many people down there because it was only for a week, and yesterday was the last day. And they have different restaurants, food trucks, all types of things where you can sample. Babyface was there, Common was down
Oh,
there, and
Oh,
these were all
dang.
free concerts that they had there as well. So
I
Nice.
would love the Babyface free concert. What?
yeah,
Right.
I love
Babyface was
that.
there on Saturday, and on Friday Common was there.
Oh, I'm jealous. I would
Yeah.
love
That's a nice
I would love
lineup.
Babyface.
What'd you say, Keish? Keish?
I said that's a nice lineup.
Yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
was, but it was hot, and so we had a good time. There was some karaoke going on, and it's right off the Lake Michigan, so it's really a vibe. Every year when they do it, they've been moving it around because some years have been very violent. So they used to be right around 4th of July, and then they moved it to September, and then they decided to move it back in the summer. So um, everybody was cool. Everybody had a good time. Everybody was peaceful. A lot of skin was showing. Some a little bit too much. Sheesh.
Wait till you see Florida. That's all I'm
Oh
gonna
my
say.
God. Yeah, but people were living their best lives and enjoying themselves and having a good time and all the good food, and it was cool. I think we were down there, so we got home probably about almost 9 o'clock that night. So the concert was at
Oh,
7. It was brief, um, but yeah, the food was expensive, but it's the experience. So yeah, but it was fine. I
yeah.
like those little outings and stuff like that, cool stuff. So
Good for you guys.
yep,
Yeah.
yep. All right, you guys, we will let you go, and until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye, soapies.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Catch Daytime Emmys tomorrow.